All right, sorry about that. Welcome back. I don't know what happened, but whatever happened, it booted me, and I'm back. I had to restart the computer, but that's okay. I'm back. I was talking about the group text with the Atlantic reporter and the story about it, and the fact that they said, I believe they said under oath today, and of course I didn't get an opportunity to watch the hearings and all that kind of stuff. I didn't get a chance to watch it, but they said at some point, at least the White House has said, but I believe they've even said it under oath. I believe they said it, that there was no classified information in that chat. Well, the guy from the Atlantic, he said he not done. What's his name? Goldberg, something like that. I don't remember his name. He said he not done. He reported it, whatever. They're a little embarrassed, whatever. But he reported it, but they said there's no classified information. So he's like, well, then that mean I can release everything that happened in the chat. I'm not going to be guilty of, sharing any classified information because they said there was no classified information in there. So, yeah, this could end up looking bad. What does that mean exactly? Maybe nothing. But it is bad. World leaders, of course, are looking at this, and of course, I don't remember which countries. Some of the leaders around the world who are our allies are basically saying, like, look, this is some kind of weird looking stuff. We really now have to take a look at what intelligence we share with the United States. Now, some of them said this don't look good, but we still trust the United States. But some world leaders are saying this does not look good. Do we want to share information with the United States that they might accidentally share in a group chat? Which is a legitimate question to ask. But you know me, I listen to conservative talk. And do you believe they are blaming the reporter from the Atlantic for this? Now, of course, not all of them do the exact same thing, but the way that they're trying to spin this is, hey, maybe that was bad, but realistically, you know whose fault that is? It's the guy from the Atlantic. Because if you get in a group text and you see that you're getting war plans, shouldn't you exit the group text? So it's his fault that he didn't exit the group text. And maybe he needs to be investigated for not exiting the group text that Walt's put him in. To me, that's a sign of, I'm gonna say that's some cult thinking. That's a cult. You, instead of blaming the people who did the thing, you blame the person who they accidentally put into the group text for being put into the group text. And he didn't really share any information, just that he knew beforehand. What was it, 2 hours beforehand? That's really all he shared. And they're like, but you shouldn't be trying to embarrass your government. You should have just gotten out of the group chat and just kept your mouth quiet about it. And then you could use that as leverage. Now, think about it. These are Trump guys telling a reporter to use their mistake as leverage against the administration. What do you think would have happened if he would have done that? These same people would be saying how wrong it was for him to use that information as leverage. They're looking for any reason to justify or shift blame. It's crazy. And look, these are conversations that I heard today going on in conservative talk circles. I listen to them so y'all know what's coming up. So that we know when we start hearing them talk about, maybe investigating this journalist, you won't be surprised. Somehow, Hillary Clinton's email server gets brought up because someone accidentally. But why? I just still don't understand. There has to be some sort of protocol that you can share that type of information with. So there's a chance they could have accidentally, let's say, included Vladimir Putin in this. He in your phone. You know what I'm saying? You sending a text. Hey. And they're calling this guy, this reporter, a communist, which is the wildest thing to me. The people who support Vladimir Putin calling Americans communists for being accidentally included in a group text. It's like nonsense and hypocrisy and ineptitude and everything all bound into one. Look, I've never worked for the government. Yes, Andrea, they are blaming the journalist for being in the chat, but not the person who put the journalist in the chat. Yes. Because when he saw it and knew that it wasn't for him, he should have got out of it. And they say that's borderline treason. How? But this is what they're saying. Like I said, they brought up Hillary. Well, no one said anything when Hillary put all that stuff on her personal server. What do you mean nobody said anything? I think she probably lost an election because of that. What do you mean nobody said anything? But that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Like I said, it's wild out here. It is wild out here, y'all. So they want the reporter investigated. Yeah, I never worked for the government, but I watch TV. Look, I know TV, a lot of that stuff ain't real, but I know skiffs are real. And the way that I see it, if you are in national intelligence and war planning, and some information needs to be conveyed, you don't pull out WhatsApp and text the people on there. But like I said, he said, because they said this is not classified information, he can release everything in there. And they're really bothered by that. They're really bothered by that. So yeah, this whole situation is gonna be interesting as it goes on, as it moves ahead. But this might be what you get when you get a whole lot of ass kissers, and the only reason that they get their jobs is because they kiss your ass, but they don't know what's going on. They don't know how to do things. that's going on in the world today. That's going on in the world today. These are the people running. These are the people planning wars. Like, for real, try to, as the old saying goes, try to wrap your brain around the fact that the people who are planning wars around the globe, they're dropping bombs on people, and these are the people who don't understand that you can't accidentally include a journalist in. It's wild. Raven says, and by the way, thank you, Raven, for checking out the show. Raven says, I feel like they shouldn't even be allowed to text or message about this stuff. All conversations with this subject matter should take place in person unless absolutely necessary. And they have those, what they call skiffs. I forget exactly what it stands for, but they're secure. This I know is a real thing. I don't know the extent to which it, if they look like they look on TV and all that kind of stuff, but I know they're a real thing. Well, Donna say, well, I know nobody black is to blame. Trust me, they're going to find a way to blame Obama. Eventually, they're going to find a way to blame Obama. Maybe if he would have told us when we first came into office the first time, they should have shared the information with us about the skiffs and how to use them. But Obama kept that information from us. And what about Biden? Well, he didn't know nothing anyway. That was really just an extension of the Obama administration, so it's still Obama's fault. They're going to find a way. And like I say, the other countries is like, can we trust them? Can we trust? Like, can we give them intelligence now and trust them? But he's a communist for not getting out of the group. They're wild. They are wild. So you got that going on. Also, at the same time, and hold on, let me go back in time just a little bit. A couple weeks ago, I feel like this was a couple of weeks ago, there was a lot of conversation surrounding Jasmine Crockett. And the conversation surrounding her was so offensive. And I did not take the opportunity to discuss it, but it's resurfaced in conservative, so-called conservative talk circles. Do y'all remember hearing this whole conversation about whether or not Jasmine Crockett was hood? Ghetto? That was the way they pronounced it. Ghetto? She's not hood or ghetto. She's faking. I never heard Jasmine Crockett claim to be hood or ghetto. But this was a whole conversation that was going on. They're doing their best. They're doing their best to discredit this woman. Now, look, I'm on record. I don't always like the way she presents. I don't. I'm sorry. I just don't. I don't always like the way she presents. That doesn't, it's style to me. It's style. It's not substance. It's a matter of style. I don't always like her style. But, at the same time, somebody could be like, well, Emanuel, I don't like your damn style. You got a right to not like my style. So I don't dismiss her because I don't like her style. But I don't always love her style. Sometimes I do. Sometimes it's really called for. But sometimes I don't love it. But I ain't never heard her like, yeah, I'm from the hood. I'm from the streets. But what bothers me is that crowd thinks that somehow saying that, because here, this is my perception of their thought process. Okay, she presents, bit my lip. She presents as ghetto, and she acts ghetto. But if they knew that she was educated, they wouldn't like her. So we're gonna tell them that she's educated, and then they won't like her. What in your mind possesses you to believe that, and it ain't just them, there are other people who've expressed stuff like this to me. What in their mind possesses them to believe that black people don't like and appreciate intelligent, well-spoken people? People that come from means. You know, there's a lot of people who genuinely believe that if a black person has attained wealth or, attained a certain social status, attained a certain level of education, that other black people won't like them just because they're smart or they're, quote, well off. And that is super offensive to me. It's been my understanding that for the most part, black people judge people for who they are. If you rich and you cool, you cool. If you poor and you cool, you cool. If you somewhere in between and you cool, you cool. If you rich and you smart, you smart. If you poor and you smart, you're smart. None of that stuff, like, I think their mindset is when they find out that she went to nice schools, they're gonna hate her. I heard them do the same thing about Joy Reid. Joy Reid be on there acting like, she came from a struggle, but she went to Harvard. So, I don't know where they got the idea. I guess I do know where they got the idea, but I don't like that they have the idea that black people don't think that other black people can achieve, or that black people don't take other black people serious if they've achieved. Remember, they tried the same thing with Barack Obama. He's an elite. He's a Harvard elite. And we were supposed to be like, I ain't voting for that black man because he's smart and he went to Harvard. Shit. He ain't hood enough. I think only ignorant people feel that way. I can't take you serious because you ain't from the hood. That's some stupid person stuff. I can't take you serious because you went to college. That's some stupid people stuff. But that's their attack now against Jasmine Crockett. She say something and she hit them hard. They criticize what she said, but then they with a side of she ain't hood. She's not ghetto. She ain't hood. She's not ghetto. Whereas if she was actually hood and ghetto, that would be their criticism. She hood. She ghetto. She uneducated. They've spun it where I can take the same thing and make it either a insult, or take the other thing and make it an insult. I can take both of these things, the same thing. She's educated. That's an insult. But if she wasn't educated, well, that's an insult. Like, you're in a no-win situation in that environment. Based on that mindset, you're in a no-win situation. So, I mean, you know what? Look. Yes, Moesha. Yes, they were saying ghetto like that. That's exactly the way they were saying it, and it tickled me every time I heard them. Y'all, these are actual conversations that I heard today on Conservative Talk. Here's the reason why they were talking about Jasmine Crockett, if you hadn't heard this already, which I'm sure you guys have, because you're much more aware of things going on, many times much more aware than I am. Jasmine Crockett was it a human rights event? And she talked about Governor Abbott. She called him Governor Hot Wheels. And some like the only thing hot about him, I can't remember what she said, the only thing hot about him. And they're clutching their pearls. Like, oh my gosh, he's in a wheelchair and she called him Governor Hot Wheels. Oh, that's so disrespectful. That's so ableist. That's so this, that's so that. He was in an accident when he was 20 and a tree fell on him, which, that's not funny. That's not funny at all. But how do you get an accident where a tree falling? I don't know the details of that accident. I would like to know the details of that accident. But apparently in his 20s, he was in an accident where a tree fell on him, and now he's confined to a wheelchair. He might have been driving, just minding his own business, just driving down the street, tree fell on his car, and whatever happened, now he's in a wheelchair. I don't know the details. But apparently he's confined to a wheelchair, and she called him Governor Hot Wheels. And oh my God, they are so upset. Oh my God, we're so upset. How dare she make fun of disabled? That's so. And I'm like, do y'all not remember? I don't remember. Do y'all not remember that? Do y'all not remember that was cool with y'all? When y'all guy, Donald Trump, was mocking a disabled dude. I don't forget that stuff. Come on, we don't forget that stuff. So it's okay for Trump to mock disabled people, and that's just him not being woke. Remember? That's political correctness. Get rid of political correctness. He may be inartful in the way that he says things, but it's cool when Trump do it. I don't forget. Come on, y'all. We don't forget that stuff. We don't forget that stuff. Twin.
What's up, man?
Hey, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing all right so far, man.
Oh, good.
I was listening to Nathan Avery. You cool with him?
No.
Oh, my bad.
No, it's cool. I'm not cool with him in the sense of personally cool with him. He got beef with me. He says I'm his enemy. So I guess I'm his enemy. But I don't mind people talking about him. He's there. He exists. And I believe he's probably still a good talk show host. So.
No, yeah, stuff, but I didn't know, how to respect.
No, it's all right. It's no disrespect to talk about a person.
Well, if I say your name on Lincoln Ware or something like that, it's a problem.
Probably if you say my name on his show, it's a problem. But it's not a problem if you say either of their names here, because they're real people. They exist. They say stuff that lends to the overall
I know you like the comedian of The Last Mohican when the last podcast. Say the best for last, they say, I guess. But
you was Nathan Ivory. It's Nathan Ivy, by the way, which ain't even his real name. But it's Nathan.
I don't know why
it's Nathan.
I know it's the
Ivy.
I don't know why I keep saying that too. I'm glad you caught on to it than nobody else.
But you could just call him Dion. Dion Griffin. That's his real name.
I know his real name, but
Right.
I just go back because of his podcast and everything. Out of
okay.
respect, I just go.
Well, what about him? What about him? What did he say?
Now I was listening to him about them AI robots and Kroger's, right? See, I've seen him at Food for Less. Food for Less is another store, under Kroger's, owned by Kroger's, out of Chicago. So I've seen him there, and I ain't really, it ain't really dawned on me. So, man, last night, man, I'm doing my counts, right? And this robot does audio.
Hold on, wait.
Around the host.
Wait.
Huh?
You doing I don't know what that means, doing your counts.
Okay, Emmanuel, say, I'm break it down like this, player.
All right.
Hey, Emmanuel, say I got a box of graham crackers. No, ginger snaps, the ones you like.
Okay.
Say that shelf holds like 10.
What?
So the shelf.
I'm still.
You hear me?
No, I didn't understand what you said.
I'm saying, say I got a count of 10 of them, right?
Okay.
They come in a box, 10. Say that shelf hold about 10.
All right.
So I sold say I get a new batch in, and I sold 7. So I have to go on a computer.
So in other words, you just meant you were doing inventory.
Yeah.
Okay.
Basically, it's almost like inventory.
You could have just said that. You said I was doing my counts. I didn't know what you meant. You mean you was doing inventory?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, because when we stock and everything all around the store, say that shelf hold 24, and then I put out 24. I have to do 24. But before I did that, was 0 in that spot. So now that I got that in, I will have to go on the computer. I say, okay, I got 24. Or say, Emmanuel, that it had 56 in there.
Yeah, right. Inventory.
Yeah. So you know the numbers.
Okay.
So Emmanuel, I was doing that last night, player. Man, I thought of Elon the first time when that thing came around, and I'm like, I see the pole right there, but it wasn't really dawning on me. But that little thing came around the corner, Emmanuel. I'm looking like, where the hell you come from? Even though if it indicates if you're in the way or it coming like beep, beep, or the light shine or something like that. But it basically, I think it do wonders though, man, because that thing, even though it indicates that you, they want an accurate count, which sometimes it's accurate, sometimes it's not, but 95% it is with that new technology. They done paid them $20,000-$30,000 for that little thing to run around the whole store.
Yeah, they about to take your job.
Huh?
Yeah, it's about to take your job.
No, it's basically for really indicate you ain't do your count, and if you lie about it, this robot.
It's about to take your job.
Well, let it take my job.
Okay, I'm just letting you know, giving you a heads up.
Less problems for me counting.
I'm just giving you a heads up, just so you know. They didn't bring in the robots just to double check you. They brought in, they're going to double check you, make sure that your counts is right. They're going to get it to where their counts are accurate, and then they won't need you anymore.
Man, that little funky wire go out before I go out. That little thing, keep spending y'all money on them crazy. It's nothing new in the game, though. This been ahead 5, 6, 7 years ago. Yeah. But people did laugh at Elon and said, man, go on with that crazy stuff. That's all it is. It's been affected. All robots been around for God knows when, since we've been watching the Jetsons.
But
everything.
The fact that
we
they've
ain't take heed
actually...
to what the Jetsons was saying on that cartoon. We laugh and all that. Just like we was shorty, sleep tight, don't let the bed bugs bite. And here they come biting everybody. Everybody throw their couches and matches out. Come on, man.
I'm not 100% sure what the bed bugs had to do with anything, but I don't know.
You know how the Jetsons were flying cars and robots in there, and they remember that we laughed about it.
Yeah, but here's what I'm saying to you. It was, in theory, it was being worked on, but the fact that now they have purchase them and put them in your store to double check your work, that mean.
They in your TVs and all that. So
But
what's
that
new?
mean
They
before
on your
long,
phone.
But what I'm telling you is that before long, they're not gonna need you, and long ain't gonna be very long.
What do you do for a living?
I do a number of things for a living.
I'm saying, what is your occupation really?
I do a number of things for a living.
What is your occupation really, man?
I got a few occupations, bro. I got a number of them. What, you want me to just name one? Screen printing.
That's your number one job.
Oh my God. I don't have a number one job. I do a number of things for a living. But let's just roll.
What's your 9 to 5 job, man?
Oh my
really?
God, I don't have a 9 to 5. I freelance. But what's the point you want to make? Screen printing. Let's just say screen printing.
Yeah, it's gonna be a robot start doing that too.
But what I'm telling you is that might be true.
Ain't no but about it.
Oh my goodness. They do actually have automatic screen printing machines now, which put a lot of screen printers out of work. So once I bring in an automatic screen printing machine, then there's a good chance that I won't need my whole staff. And some of them, a good portion of them, will no longer have a job with me.
I mean, I wouldn't wish that on nobody, man.
I'm not wishing it on you. I'm just kind of giving you a heads up. Like they didn't bring in a robot to do the count so that you and the robot can do the
jobs
count.
And all that since I was 19, 18 years old at a factory, my first factory job. So that ain't nothing new.
Okay.
We knew this existed, man. They got what I seen the lady on TV go to the checkout line, just put her whole hand on the thing and boop and walked out. They got chips implanting you, man. So that ain't nothing new. He trying to come up with some type. Elon trying to come up with. They're trying to do something with your brain or something, make you walk or some crazy stuff on 60 Minutes or something. Make you walk now, some crazy stuff.
But we got into all of this. You was doing your counts, and you said all of that to say something. You were trying to make a point, and I apologize I derailed you.
Kung fu that little thing, man. That thing was kind of scary when I seen it, though.
Really? I'm certain that was not the point that you wanted to make, that you were scared of a robot that came around the corner.
You probably threw me off, but I did. I was kind of. I ain't see him at first until I looked over my shoulder. I'm like, man, you wasn't there at first because I wasn't really paying attention.
But what did any of this have to do with Nathan Ivory?
He was talking about the robots on his show. That's what I said, man. What part you didn't catch?
That's not okay. You didn't say that, but okay. So
I said he talked about the robots at Kroger's. I said that when I started my conversation. What part you didn't get?
No, I'm pretty sure you didn't say. You might have meant to say that, but you said you was talking to, that you listened to his show. And actually, I thought that you said that you saw him in some grocery store, and then that was what brought you to the conversation about the robots.
No, I never meant.
Okay, so then what was his take on the robots?
Probably similar to what he was saying.
What do you mean probably? You listened to it. What did he say?
Probably the same thing you were saying.
What do you mean probably? Did he say the same thing I said, or did he say something different?
Probably something a little different.
What do you mean probably? You keep saying probably. Were you listening?
Because you add. Come on, man. You ain't to go be. This is not the first 48 interrogation room. No,
now. But all I did was I asked you what he said, and you like, he probably said the same thing as you. But you were listening. You don't have to say he probably said it because you were listening, so you know what he said.
I won't really listen to all the way because I was back and forth with my son. So I wasn't really listen all the way. But it sounded like he was saying the same thing you were saying that he's going to take over, the robots and all that.
Okay.
But it was like shocking to him too.
Well, what do you think about your president's administration talking about war in a group text?
G14 classified on that message.
Well, apparently there was nothing classified in there, which means that reporter can release everything that was said in the message.
They bogus, man. Whatever they got going on between this war they try to set up or whatever transactions trying to be created, it was bogus for what happened. It reminded me of you remember Trump, not Trump, Obama. I think he had a plan sheet, a list what he was gonna do that day, and it got off somewhere, and somebody found and his whereabouts. Obama gonna be here at 5 o'clock. Go be here at 12 o'clock. And somehow
No.
you remember that years ago.
I do not remember Obama losing a plan sheet. I don't remember that.
You
No.
know, yes, he lost it. It's if you Google it and everything, years ago Obama lost, and they said he's supposed to be here at 12 and then here at such and such. You don't remember that years ago?
No.
Well, you can't remember.
But
Yeah.
but you brought that up to say what?
I think they should, be more careful of what they saying and whatever they text going back and forth. I think Heck said he was doing that, right? He was part of that, right?
Yes.
Yeah, he probably was drunk. When he get drunk, he start telling on himself.
And
He probably was.
and again, all of this is partially your fault, right?
Man, come on with that old goofy. That's why why you do that, man? Why you do that?
'Cause it's
We have a good
true.
conversation. Then it's part of your fault.
It is.
It ain't my.
Didn't you vote to put Trump in? And then didn't Trump appoint those incompetent people to plan wars?
Hey, listen here, man. I'm gonna be good today on your show. I'm in good spirit. I'm not gonna let the devil use me like that today. Cause you lunching and you bumming for no reason, man. For no reason to upset somebody.
So if I
was part of if I was a patient for an anger management class, I would lose my mind. And you, the teacher or whatever instructor, I would lose my.
Hold on, but you really do understand that you voted for that guy, the person who's doing all of the stupid stuff. You put him in office. You get that, right?
Don't a lot of people do crazy stuff and we vote for them or we accept the stuff?
What?
Don't a lot of people do that in life?
No.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
What other people do you know who was planning a war and put it in a group text and included somebody that didn't have nothing to do with it? What other people do you know that did that?
You ever got a text message from
somebody planning a war? No, I've never gotten a text message from somebody literally planning a war.
I want to go say that, Mr. Typewriter. I was going to say something else. Now, slow your horn. I was going to say, have you ever got a text message from somebody? A wrong text message. Say, come over my house or something like that. And you be like, who they talking to?
Okay, I'll play along. Something? Yes, I have.
Okay.
Okay, what?
And you like, okay, hey, you sure you was texting the right person? Or something like that? So everybody ain't perfect, man. It is what it is. Just because I voted for a person.
But don't you understand that there are certain things that you need to be
I understand a lot of things. You get what you paid for, man.
That's what you paid for. You paid for this dude to appoint people who don't know what they're doing.
Okay. And how do if I don't like what I paid for, what don't I get my money back or a refund? Can't I exchange for the situation about
No, you can't.
Use a damn lie. Use a damn lie.
You can't. You don't get your vote back.
You can get credit for it.
You don't get your vote back. You can't exchange him for some other politician. No. You broke it.
Yes, you can.
Bought it. No, you can't.
You can.
He's in there.
You better think mind-wise, man. You better think mind-wise. Can you get a change 4 years from now?
No, that would be a new purchase.
Huh?
That would be a new purchase.
Ain't it exchange though?
No.
Okay. Since it's a new person, okay, I feel like this new merch out there is established and everything I purchased. I hope this shit worked this time. And guess what? It finally worked.
What?
I like my merch I got now.
What are you talking about?
Come on, Emanuel. See, you can't swing that little goofy stuff that you try to throw out. And I don't catch every fade that you trying to throw out, man. I catch every fade, man. And the stuff you can't see, we can't be on the same level because you spit that bull that's coming out your mouth, man.
What?
Let me tell you something. No, ain't no what. Hold on in your baby chair, man.
Okay.
Don't fall out.
I'm holding
Hey.
on. I'm holding.
Listen, hold on. You ain't got no sides to hold on, but hold on to the table, whatever's in front of you.
Hit me.
Emmanuel. No, I ain't gonna. I'll knock your ass out. That's what I do.
Oh,
Hey, hold on, man. I'll just play. Hey, look, Emmanuel. Look at it this, man.
All
you
right.
get what you asked for. Even
Right.
though, regardless, look, man.
I'm looking.
My first time ever voted. Listen. My first time ever voted for Obama. Because I did it for two reasons.
How did we get back to Obama?
No, listen, man. If you just listen for a minute. I voted for him as a black person, being the first black person in our era. The second reason I voted for him because I thought he was going to do really good for Chicago, like he said, or whatever. And then after that, when I seen all the dominoes fall and he just going for these Asian and white folks and LGBT, whatever, I'm like, man, hell with dude. What is he on? So you saying you ain't got the power to do this, it's got to go through the House and Senate, and I'm looking at this wise for 2025 that he stacked the dominoes and everything and built his power and bought all his men, and you can't tell me you couldn't do that back in '08? It don't make sense to me, man. And y'all crying and complaining this and all that. He did this, Trump and all that. Come on, man. You can't tell me the powers can be when this man went in there in 2025 and stacked the whole debt, and you talking about you ain't got the power? Man, go on with that, man. And then that's what you get. You get what you voted for. Okay, I voted for him '08. Okay, I'm not crying about it. Like, man, hell with Obama, man. Look, goof-ass nigga, man. I am not crying about it. Y'all still complaining about it. Trump, man. I get what I get, okay. I know dude messed up. He got some goofies that's running behind him. He don't know how to do this, man. He working it and draining and everything, man. He not doing it right. But guess what? We niggas gotta fall back and watch this. It's go collapse. It's gotta collapse, man. Just leave us alone. Let us do our thing. Let them white folks deal with that. And them rednecks and farmers, which voted for him too, let them see it and everything. And you go see has like, man, I gotta ride with my niggas. I don't care who up in there next in 4 years. I'm riding with them niggas. And they get $10 to a man in there. They go ride with him, man. Cause why? Cause they don't want to see that clown back up in there. Whoever else. Cause they know, man. You say you gonna look out for a country boy.
Hold on.
And we can't even get our tractor started.
Wait. You've been going on for a long time.
I know.
Who in the hell left the gate open? I don't even know what we're talking about right now. You're talking about Obama because Trump's people shared a text message.
See, that's
with
why
a
I don't like talking. That's
about,
why I don't like, because you can't grasp the roots of what I'm talking about,
no,
man.
I can't.
See, I talk too fast for you, and everything. You don't understand.
hold
You
on.
don't even watch TV, really.
How does Barack Obama tie in to these idiots who are planning a war?
Listen here. Hey, remember from the starting gate when you said, did you see what your people did? This is what you get when you voted for. And that's when I bounced back and gave you my point of view on it. I voted for Obama in '08. I got what I got. I didn't get none out of it. I voted for Trump now, and I don't complain or nothing about it. I didn't complain about Obama.
You haven't stopped complaining about Obama. We're talking about Trump, and you're still complaining about Obama. What do you mean you didn't complain about Obama? Every time Trump do some dumb stuff, you complain about Obama. What do you mean?
Hey, player, I do not be on this podcast or on this thing like Trump this, Obama this, and all that.
You
like y'all
just
every day.
spent, it felt like 10 minutes complaining about Obama. What do you mean you don't be on this podcast complaining about Obama? Obama is not in office and you still complaining about Obama.
Listen here, man. Listen here. Listen, because you know why I say that? Because that's the only person I ever voted for in my life. My first time voting. But my thing is this, is that I voted for him. I'm not really complaining like y'all are. Y'all see Trump.
You're
He
steady
did this.
complaining about Obama.
Shit. I don't understand you, man. I really
Obama
don't.
been gone. Why are you still complaining about Obama? You won't complain about the dude that you just put in office. You spend all your time complaining about Obama.
You just want me to say I have buyer's remorse or something?
No.
That's what you want me to sit up there and say?
I just want you to know that you are
Emanuel.
partially responsible for all of the nonsense that's going on. Just accept it and deal with it. That's it.
I'm not going. Hey, look. I'm not gonna confess to anything. I'm not gonna do it. It is what it is, man. He doing that. He doing okay. Let it be. But you got to look at it, man. It's go fall, man. It's got to collapse. Whatever they do, it's not go. I'm telling you, it's not go prosper all the way, man. They doing this and all that. We gonna cut off Social Security. We gonna do this to piss y'all off. We go riot and everything else and walk around with Nazis to piss the black folks. They know what they doing. They want to jump start that motor, man. They know what they doing. And guess what? We doing a good job. We doing a good job at it.
You put them in office to do it. That's all I'm saying.
Why do you say that, man?
Because it's true.
I'm not okay.
Why do you get offended when I tell you the truth?
Since you clowning in the basement, you ain't got no friends to play with and everything. What take Twin off the map? Now what? What you get?
I don't understand the question.
Take Twin off the map. What you get now?
I still don't understand. Just because you said it again, don't mean
no,
I don't
nigga,
understand.
take
What are
Twin
you
off the map and what you get? Take Twin off the map. What you get?
Peace of mind, civil conversation, reasonable thought, and logic.
You go get the same damn thing, man. Because somebody after Twin somebody that voted for Trump go come on here and say the same thing. Somebody on your TV that you watch go say the same thing. Somebody on your Hulu or WrestleMania that you watch all the time go say the same thing Twin saying. So go on with that, man. My one vote ain't do nothing.
It did something.
Them honky talks and them Latinos did it, man.
Now your vote helped.
Yeah, okay. I'm not in the White House. I'm at home chilling. About to take me a nap and wait and go to work tonight. I'm chilling. Okay. I ain't in there Trump this, Trump that, and all that like y'all. No,
you still talking about Obama this, Obama that. So yeah.
Because I was returning your favor.
You just about 8 years behind.
You say what?
You're just about 8 years behind.
You can call it say what you want, player, but I'm gonna tell you like this. I was answering your question. I voted for you saying, don't you feel like this and all that Trump doing this?
No, I didn't say
you
any
voted
of that
for
stuff.
him.
All I
because
said,
you voted
what
for
I
him.
said doesn't even require a response. Just understand that you are partially responsible for all of the nonsense that happens. That's it. You don't have to say, I feel sorry about it, or I feel good about it, or Obama did this, or Obama did that. All you have to do is say, you're right.
But it's still reflecting on the same question. At the end of the day, it's still going back to your question, your answer you asked.
I didn't ask any question.
Damn. No, you wouldn't say your statement you was making, but you would say, "Oh, it's all your fault. It's part of your fault because of Trump."
The appropriate response for that, Twin.
And you was like, "Okay."
Twin, the appropriate response for that is, "You're right. I'm partially responsible for that."
No, nigga. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that.
Why would you be against saying what's true? You're partially responsible for it. That's nothing. You are partially responsible for it. You're right. I am partially responsible for it.
So Emanuel, you've been vote for what? 20, 30 years, 40 years maybe?
Not 40, but close to 40.
Yeah, you in that number. You're in that number because you look like you is. So look at this. The outcome of what each president, you probably went Democrat all your life. Ain't no telling. But do you accept the fact that what they dish out is cool? Or what they policies
I'm not
or
asking you if it's cool or if it's not cool. You know what? I voted for Barack Obama since you want to go back to that.
Okay, and then you did Clinton and all that, right?
Let me get it out. I am partially responsible for the things that the Obama administration did because I helped put them in office. Clinton.
What about
I am partially responsible for the things that happened under the Clinton administration because I put him in office. Yes.
But you
Biden,
don't say that,
I am
though.
partially responsible. I'm saying it right now. I'm
You
not
saying
running
it right
from
now,
it.
but you ain't saying it back then.
But I'm not running from it. You're trying to run from it. Don't run from it.
I'm not.
Just
I'm
say
sitting on the
you're
couch,
right.
so
You're
no,
right. I am
it's not.
partially responsible
I'm not-
for
no, I'm
all
not.
of this
No, I'm not.
nonsense. But you are.
I'm not responsible.
You don't.
No, because
you
I'm
can
not
say,
gonna see.
You can say you're not. You can say you're not.
Huh?
But you are.
Hey, man, I wasn't in the room when they made their decision, man. I just punched my ticket, bought a ticket, thought this concert was going to be all that. And I said, fuck it, I'm walking away. That's all I looked at it. I thought this concert was going to be jamming.
That's a foolish way to look at your vote. Elections
Hey, it's
have
punching your
consequences,
ticket, right?
and these are part
it's
of the
punching your
consequences.
ticket, right?
If you are
Come on
looking
down,
at
you're
your
the next
vote
contestant on
as
The Price
part
is
of
Right,
I'm
right?
buying a ticket to a show, then you probably, like I said before the election, you should have just sat it out and not voted.
Emanuel, it's a puppy show, player.
Okay.
Them puppies got to move, man.
All right.
Them puppies got to move. They got to dance. They got a river dance, Emanuel.
All right.
You know about river dance?
No.
Oh, okay. Google river dance, you'll know.
I'll Google.
And let me. I'm just trying to tell you, this puppy, they gotta move at a certain tune, man.
Okay.
Hey, man, you can't do this. You can't do this. It's strings attached, man. They move when the people tell them to move. Come on, Emmanuel. Just face the fact, man.
I don't even know.
It's all
what that
about,
meant,
man.
but,
I'm not in a room with them. I'm chilling on the couch. I'm not at the White House
You
or in the
voted
Oval.
for them to go and represent you.
I don't care what you say or nobody else say. I'm sitting on the couch, player.
I know you're
so
sitting on the
whatever
couch.
decision they making, that's
But if
them
you,
making
if
the
you
decision.
really
I'll
genuinely,
punch my ticket.
twin, genuinely,
I'll just punch my ticket.
If you and people like
If
who
you
made
look
that
at-
same decision, if y'all really don't understand that y'all didn't just buy a ticket to watch a show, if y'all really begin to take your vote seriously, because it is serious. We run
What
into
part-
stuff
well, I
like
did
that.
think, otherwise
when
I
you
wouldn't,
don't
waste
take
my
your
gas
vote
over there
serious,
and go
when
punch
you
my
don't
ticket.
understand the consequences of your vote, when you just vote to be contrary to everybody else, when you ignore facts leading up to an election, when you ignore information leading up
Man,
to an
all
election,
of them lie, man.
and
Ain't
you
none one of them
just
perfect. Come
vote
with that.
just
It's
to
one who
be
can sell the best
contrary.
ticket.
This is
With
why
that.
either take your vote serious or take your ass home when it's time to vote. But don't go vote to play a game, because then you deal with stuff like this.
What part of life is it? But life is a game, right? You go lose, you go win.
No.
Sometimes you break even.
No,
Come on, man. What you think it is?
it's life.
It's up to you to accept it as a joke. But part of life in real game is you go win, you go lose, man. Sometimes you break even, sometimes you don't. Come on, man. Up your game up, Emmanuel.
All right.
I ain't have
I'll
to
work
school you. You 50-something years old.
I'll work
Up
on
your game up and face reality, man.
All right.
That's what's wrong with y'all black folks now. This politic and everything got y'all all diapered out for no reason, man.
All right. But you still complaining about Barack Obama. Hey, I appreciate
I
your
know.
call.
No, y'all get the last word, even though this your podcast.
I do. I get the last word. I do. You might not know that, but I do. I get the last word. I appreciate your call. I do. I appreciate your call. Oh. Look, there's a reason why I keep expressing to him that he is partially responsible for what's happening. It's not just for fun. It's not just for fun. I really do want to drill it into his head, not just his head. But, a few people listen to this show from time to time. And I'm sure it's some young people listening. And what I need y'all to understand is your vote is, if you don't take your vote serious, don't vote. Either take it serious or don't vote. But it's too important to just be playing a game to say, yeah, I voted for this guy because y'all voting, I voted against this person because y'all voting for him. Or I voted for this person because y'all voting against him. It's too serious to do that. That's why I bring it up almost every time we talk. Because I need it to be drilled, maybe not into his head, but to be drilled into somebody's head that this stuff is not a game. It's serious. CK.
Hey, Livingston, that was a great phone call you had with Twin about 6 minutes ago. It was great. I think that he tried to express to you that his vote did not count, and I think you vehemently disagreed.
Yes.
He said my little one vote didn't count. And I have to disagree with him there. I think every vote counts, Livingston. Every one.
Yes, they do.
So, like you said, we are trying to influence, inspire people. We are with the blue team. We tell them to vote for the blue. Kamala Harris over Donald Trump. It's that simple, sir.
Well,
You tell the people what to
hold
do.
on. Let me, I reject that.
Okay.
While in this particular case, I did believe it much more wise to vote for Kamala Harris over Donald Trump. It wasn't just because she's a Democrat. It's because I had a really good feeling that the stuff that he's doing right now, he was gonna do. Let me tell you why I had that feeling. Because he was saying that he was gonna do this stuff. And even when he wasn't saying that he was gonna do this stuff, common sense led us to understand Project 2025 wasn't just some hypothetical. It was a full-fledged physical playbook that they fully intended to implement if they got elected. So it wasn't just vote blue over red. It was, she is not intending on following the playbook of Project 2025, taking away your freedoms, attempting to become some sort of a king or dictator or anything of that sort. It is best if we want to in any way preserve our freedom, our right to vote, the things that we supposedly hold dear in this country, to not put that man in office. And we see now, again, it wasn't just red and blue. It was all of the stuff, all of the information that we had told us that what is happening was going to happen and that it's going to get worse. So I was not blue. I was vote against dictatorship and incompetence and all that stuff.
But I got you there. I understand. I'm just a rider. It's blood in, blood out. I was born a Democrat. I will die a Democrat. Ain't no voting for nobody else. I'm a crip in the political world, sir. I ain't voting for no blood. I'm not voting for no Mitt Romney. I'm fighting for Michael Dukakis.
What in the world?
Hillary Clinton.
What is happening?
I'm not voting. Listen, but you have to admit, sir, when it comes to this Trump guy, this is what people want. Absolute power. He's after what, like, you remember Hitler from, like, I forgot what decade he was in, but do you remember Hitler from the Nazi regime?
I've read about Hitler.
Now listen, sir. This guy wanted pure dominancy. I think power is what we're looking for, Livingston. This is what you can't relate to, the absolute power. Do you think? I think he's looking for absolute power to be like you said, the king. I run the regime.
Yes.
I think that's what Trump's looking for.
I believe that as well.
So how do you think he feel as a person? Does you think it make him feel good to be the president of America?
Yes.
I agree. And that's what I'm saying. To defeat these people, you have to become them.
No.
Yes.
No.
You don't know the weaknesses, sir.
No. If you become them, then what's the point in defeating them?
No, it's infiltration, sir. To defeat them.
Okay, I don't understand what you're saying.
Oh, I see. Okay, look. The FBI became the Black Panthers and destroyed them. Now there is no FBI. So if you become a Republican to destroy them, there is no more Republicans. Same thing. See, you infiltrated the Black Panther Party. Now the Black Panther Party is no more. So you infiltrate the the Bloods, the Republican. They're no more. You infiltrate them, take them down from inside the way they do us.
Okay.
You got to learn how to play. You have to learn how to defeat them. I think your problem, Livingston, personally, you talk about the enemy. You talk about them. You talk about it. You got to stop doing that. You gotta out slick them, out maneuver. Now you're dominating. They dominating, man. He done beat 2 women in a row. He ain't even beat no man. He just beating women up, ain't he? Is that true?
I don't even know what's true anymore throughout the
Livingston,
course of this conversation.
He is the president because he beat up 2 women back to back.
He won 2 elections, and they both were against women, yes.
That's my point right there.
All right. I got your
Ain't
point.
Ain't no man strong enough to fight him? They just going to let him keep beating up on women?
Well, he did lose an election against a man.
There it is. That's just like if I'm a fighter, but the only fights I win is against women. What do you think of me as a person?
I'm not understanding the point, though, that you're trying to make with all of this.
I'm trying to show you how to defeat the enemy, sir.
And the way to defeat the enemy is what?
Infiltrate the organization. You get inside they crew.
But he didn't have to. Joe Biden didn't have to infiltrate the organization. He just ran a campaign and won.
Yeah, he did do that. Yeah. Oh, so you saying you can still win? You don't need to go undercover as a Republican.
No, you don't need to go undercover as a Republican. You need to have good ideas that resonate with the people, that make sense to people and to freedom, or at least what we perceive as freedom in this country, and be able to articulate those ideas.
And on a personal note, I want to tell you, man, listen, man, I'm all the way back, man. I came all the way back. You hear me? All the way back to life. So
all right,
this political situation is scary because prices are going up, Livingston. If you've been to the grocery store, you will see prices have went up tremendously.
They're coming down.
Have you seen that?
They're coming down.
Oh, for real?
Well, Donald Trump said they would on day one. So they coming down. Donald Trump wouldn't say it if it wasn't true.
I mean, are you still fearful at this age, or you just let things be the way they are?
Am I fearful? Not in the grand sense of I don't walk around in fear, but I'm fearful in the sense that I understand the potential and what this administration is attempting to do. And so there is a level of concern that there's enough people who either aren't paying attention or for whatever reason. I still don't understand why anyone would vote for the guy. So there are enough people out here who's been fooled that I realize that things can get really bad. Some people would classify that as fearful, even though I'm not walking around in a state of fear.
But that's what I don't understand, Livingston. If you don't understand how they vote, you need to educate yourself more. You need to get in line and understand how the people think. If you don't know how the people think, how you going to get them to vote for you or vote for your people? You need to know how they think. Then you will understand why is these black people voting for Donald Trump. Then you will understand. You got to understand. A lot of them, they be wanting to, what's the word? They want to impress their fellow Caucasians with Donald Trump banter. You notice that? I noticed that in the media, sir, and in the public. So you have to infiltrate the organization to bring them down. I do understand he's beating on women, and you said he did lose to the only man he faced. So that shows you only cowards beat women, Livingston. Only cowards beat on women. You remember that.
I'll remember that.
Listen, and that's what he did. He beat Hillary. He beat Kamala.
He did.
He did
Hillary,
not
and
beat
he beat
Smoking Joe.
He did not
Sleepy
beat
Joe.
You're right.
That's what I'm saying. And just to the people, I want the women in the chat room to understand. We voted for Kamala Harris. And when I say we, I'm talking about black men in Cincinnati. I'm one of them. I would vote for her again if she was on the ticket. So don't blame me. I'm supporting African American women. You hear me?
I hear
so
you.
So this going out to the women in the chat room. So
Ladies.
The ladies in this.
No, I'm just grabbing their attention, letting them pay attention to what he about to say. Go ahead.
Yeah. I voted for Kamala Harris and her running mate. I wanted her to be in there because I'm more in it for the history. You see what I'm saying?
No.
I love the history. No, I'm trying to explain, sir.
Well, you asked me a question. I just answered. I don't know what you're saying, but you're about to explain it, so I'm listening.
Oh, no. 2,003 yards by O.J. Simpson. That's history. I like that. President Barack Obama, first black president. I predicted that. I predicted it, sir. I predicted it in 2004 when I seen him make a speech. So I'm in it for the greatness. You know what I mean? I knew if Kobe Bryant's daughter didn't die, she was going to be the next Angel Reese. The game was changing regardless. I look for greatness. So when I seen Kamala, I told you I thought it was going to be a handoff football play. Perfect handoff to the light-skinned woman, first black president woman.
Like,
it was a fabulous idea, man. I was so impressed. But they let me down. But I'm still going to vote for them. I'm still voting blue, Livingston. I'm still going to vote for blue, man.
All right.
Much love to the platform, man. And shout out to all the education listeners. Too. Thank you.
All right. Thanks, CK. All right. Ladies, did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Did y'all get that? Did it sink in? I didn't understand it, but he wasn't talking to me. I had to understand it. He was talking to the ladies. I just want to make sure that y'all understood it. So, yeah. Thank you, CK. Thank you. I don't always know what's happening. I don't always know what's happening. I don't always know what's happening. But I do know it's some crazy stuff going on. I'm not talking about the callers anymore. I really am concerned about this whole Jasmine Crockett thing. Because I've actually heard some black men who, you know, they always tend to be so-called independents who voted for Trump. But I hear stuff. Actually, I hear it kind of both ways. Sometimes I hear it from these so-called black conservatives, and then I hear it, you know, in the conservative talk circles. So I don't know if they picking up on what they hearing over here, or I hear it in conservative talk circles, and then I hear black men. I don't know if they're parroting what they heard over there. I'm going to let y'all know. We don't care if Jasmine Crockett was went to a private school and went to what's the term that they use? They don't use this term, but it's just the best I can come up with right now. One of these higher tier schools. We don't care. That doesn't make us look at her any less. And I know, because this ain't just a political thing. This is a thing that a lot of people really believe is kind of ingrained in our community, and I reject that it is. I remember I used to work with a guy who, made a lot of money. But he didn't want people to know that he made a lot of money because he swear up and down that if black people know that you make a lot of money, they don't like you. And I reject that. No, if you treat people like crap and you make a lot of money, they're probably not going to like you. If you treat people like, or if you act like the fact that you make a lot of money makes you better than black people, they're probably not going to like you. But most of the people that I know there are some exceptions, but most of the people that I know, we look at people who are succeeding and we're proud of them. We're happy for them. We just hope that if they're going to use money and influence, that they use it to help further the cause of black people. That'll make black people not like you. You achieve money and influence and power, and then you take that away and just give lip service. That'll make black people, I think, not like you. You talking about what's good for us and what's best for us, you don't even want to help us. You don't really want to lend anything to help us. You want to talk down on us because we not where you are. That's what makes black people not like you. But we see a lot of black people who came from the ghetto, as they were saying it earlier. That's why I keep saying it like that. I was listening to a conservative show, and that's the way that they kept saying ghetto. The ghetto. And if you came from the ghetto, and then you talk down to us, because you're no longer in the ghetto, and you've made it, and there's a good chance we're not going to like you. But other than that, man, look, we all root for the dude to make it. We all root for the chick to make it. So please stop falling and don't let them, they're trying to make us be in this particular case, anti-Jasmine Crockett, as if we're not smart enough to hear what she's saying, understand the truth in what she's saying. Again, like me, I don't always like her delivery, but I hear what she's saying. So she can flip her hair as many times as she wants to while she talks. I'm hearing what she's saying, and I'm like, the sister's on point. We're smart enough to listen and understand and reason, process information, and determine whether we agree with, and we don't just agree with Jasmine Crockett because she's black or because she's hood. We think she's hood, so that's not why we agree with her. Here's what I like about her. One of the things that I like about her, number one, she knows her stuff. I mean, she's there. She should know it, but she knows it. Number two, she's a smart lady. She is a smart lady. And number 3, she like Bernie Mac. She ain't scared of y'all motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Like, she gonna say what she gotta say. She gonna call you on it right there to your face. That'll make you not like somebody. People who scared to say it in front of other people. I always get the feeling that if Jasmine Crockett is in a room full of white people, she gonna say the same thing that she would say in a room full of black people. And then she gonna say the same thing that she would say in a mixed room. She gonna tell you flat out, this is what's up. People respect that. People don't like scaredy people. Oh, you talk big. Well, I'm not gonna talk big because they're not gonna like that. And I'm really trying to be accepted by them. Yeah, no. No, I don't like that. I don't like that. Man up. If you talking big, you're talking big. And then I send you to Congress, and then we can't hear you. You don't say nothing. You don't challenge nobody. When they wrong, you can't challenge nobody when they wrong. We don't like that. And we understand right now, she's not in a position where, to be honest, a lot of her votes ain't gonna matter. A lot of the Democrats' votes, they're not gonna matter. They don't have, the majority to push their agenda. Right now, it's a play for, hopefully some independent votes. Because midterm is coming. Seats are going to be up. So now, I need you to know who I am. And I need you to be thinking about what these people are, because that's really what you're doing. This is like the battle for the mind. They're saying this and they're saying that. Hold on, let me tell you what's really going on. Because I know you're going to hear what they say, but you need to hear the other side. And you need to hear it articulated to you in a way that makes sense, that you can understand it. Of course, she's not the only one doing it. There's a few of them doing it. What's that, Jared Moskowitz? I actually like him. I like, when he's up there. Again, it ain't, people have different styles. Some styles I like, some styles I don't. But it ain't about style, it's about the substance of what they saying. And the fact that they don't have a problem standing up to people. We like that. But she's not ghetto. She gotta be ghetto. I don't think you understand what that means. You don't understand what it means to be ghetto. You mean she didn't grow up in the ghetto? She didn't grow up poor? Or as y'all would say, poor. She didn't grow up poor. So we supposed to not like her? Stop it. Dante.
How you doing, Emanuel?
Dante, I'm doing good. How are you?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, yes.
Okay.
Dante hung up on himself. Dante, call back. Dante, call back. Dante.
Okay, I had a long accident. I have a couple of things I want to say.
Okay.
About what you were saying about people finding out, like your like you said, the dude said that he had a lot of money. He didn't want anybody to find out.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of had to go through that with my son before, like when he was younger. Like I have a son. He's like, I seem to think he probably got it from his mom, but he's very, very, very like very intelligent. Like he has this memory and everything that's like unheard of. And so he ended up graduating high school at 16. He's like a chemical engineer. He has his master's of chemical engineering. He's been at P&G since like interning in college, and he's still there. But at high school, and like junior high and high school, he would hide how smart he was.
Okay.
Like he would get into trouble to try to fit in with the other kids.
Okay.
So it wasn't until like me and his mom, we put our brains together and we put him into private school. Not saying that, public school kids aren't, but kids that's like, more, focused on their learning or whatever. And so he flourished and, showed what his full growth. And but he had a thing where he was like ashamed, or he tried to hide how intelligent he was to fit in with other kids. So I guess that, that's just kind of a little different between wealth and intelligence, I guess. But I guess, it could be on the same lines. But he really tried to hide it because he felt that, friends looked at him different because he was smart.
And that's possible. But again, like you say, he was a child.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? As an adult, I don't know many adults who, and I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I don't know adults who dumb themselves down because they're afraid people won't like them because they're smart.
Nah, I don't either.
Right. So that's a childish thing. When you a grown man, not even just an adult, you like an old man. And
right.
You know what I'm saying? You put yourself in a position where you make a significant amount of money and you don't want nobody to know. Now, it ain't like, oh, don't flaunt your money. Nobody's saying that. But when you like, if black people know that I make money, they not gonna like me.
Most people with a lot of money don't really care. But two, this is what I really called you for, kind of off the subject. So I don't know why this bothered me, but so the thing, like I remember you and I talked before about the Jonathan Major thing.
Okay.
Like with him and the hitting the girl or whatever. So his movie was released last week. So I've been reading like the reviews and everything because I saw an interview that he did, and like they said he like should be getting Oscar nominations, and should be one of the best films of the year. And so then I went because I wanted to see the movie because I saw the trailer. Mm-hmm. So then I went and checked the showtimes for the movie, and then from the showtimes of the movie I went and checked like the blogs and I Googled it and I'm reading, and basically, man, they're pretty much like boycotting his movie pretty much. Like you can only see the movie like once a day. Like it's showing at like 9:30 p.m., 8 o'clock p.m., 10 o'clock p.m., Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. There's no weekend showings for the movies. There's only in like select small movie theaters. It's like I don't know why that bothered me so much. Like because I feel like he guilty or innocent. He paid for his supposed crime or whatever he did. So like I don't know why that bothers me so much. Like why he's being treated like that. Like there's people who've done worse and everything else, and but it's being held over his head for some reason. And I'm just wondering like why is it? I know why, but it just bothers me, man. It really bothers me.
Look, I can appreciate that it bothers you. I'm gonna say it doesn't bother me. Now, let me ask though a few questions. The movie, is it like a major studio or is it more of an independent movie?
Well, it's independent now because like he couldn't like from what he said in the interview pretty much is that like major film companies didn't want to be bothered with him. So I guess the guy that's doing a movie that he's in now is like an independent black film. Mm-hmm. So they said the movie was at the it was supposed to be released in 2023 when I guess when the trouble started. So it never got released. And so they viewed it at the Sundance Film Festival, and they were saying that like the movie like before all the stuff happened with the domestic violence or whatever it was, that like the film had rave reviews from the people that seen it. Like he should be preparing to win an Oscar, and it should have great Oscar nominations. This should be one of the best films of the year. And then that happened, and it's like, yeah, we don't want to hear it. and my thing is like, I mean, I don't know why. I'm sure we all can, can kind of figure out why, but there's been so many actors that's done worse. And then not only that, he went through the judicial process, and he was found, however he was found, and he paid his dues and he whatever. He's like you said, he's working on himself. He's been through therapy. He's doing all kinds of things, to better himself. He admitted that he made mistakes, and it's like, do we ever get over, or do we ever pay back for the mistakes that we make that just follow us the rest of our lives?
I think rightfully they follow you the rest of your life. I think
it's just wild to me, man.
I think it is what it is. It's the way it should follow you the rest of your life. I think I depart with most people when they like, oh, he paid his debt, and people should just almost like forget that it happened. That's not reality. That's not the way life works.
Not forget that it happened, but don't you think people grow and people change?
Okay, but you made a bad decision. And
okay,
so,
you made a bad decision. So does that mean you shouldn't work again, or you shouldn't have a successful career because you did something wrong in the past, or you made a mistake? And you can't really say he did something wrong because what he found not guilty or something.
I don't remember exactly. He was found guilty of something.
Okay.
But that's the point that I'm making, or at least that I want to make, is if you doing the hiring, if you putting your money up and you're risking your money, or if you're doing the purchasing, you have a right to decide to
who you wanna. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
So if those people are like, we don't want to take a chance on him,
on this black guy, let's say that,
on this person who's been convicted of this, who's been convicted of this crime, or who has this negativity attached to him.
But I hate to say it, but a guy, as you said, but a guy that grabs women by the vagina can become the most powerful man in the world.
Because people decided to vote for him.
So once again, the black guy, I don't want to put my money behind, but I'll vote for the white guy.
Maybe.
Oh, okay. Right. Yeah.
Look.
It's just, we can't win here, man. We can't win. I mean, I'm one of the people. I rarely play the race card. Sometimes, I feel like sometimes you get out of this life what you put into it a lot of times. I'm not saying we're not hindered by, our skin complexion of who we are. No, I'm not saying that, but we just can't win here, man, sometimes, man.
But that's it.
People will never understand. People will never understand what it is to carry this melanin in your skin, man. People will never understand, man.
I'm going to disagree with you to an extent. You say we can't win. He was winning. He was winning.
I mean, yeah, you're winning. You're winning until while you're walking the straight and narrow. You can't afford to make a mistake, and we're all human.
Right.
Yeah. So a human made a mistake. So I don't know, man. I don't know.
And he could have easily not made that mistake. You have to know. And it's
but that's part of being human, though.
And
so who walks? I mean, people make mistakes. I would think the point of it would be not to prohibit someone. Well, I guess they're not prohibiting from making a. Well, I guess they are because major film companies don't want to deal with them. So I mean, I don't know. It's just like I said, man. People will never understand the things that we go through carrying this skin tone and everything else that we go through.
But the stuff
they'll never understand.
But
it, man.
The stuff that he's going through is to some degree of his own making.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with any of that. But what I'm saying is, the white, they'll stop a guy from making a film, but you'll vote a guy to be president who did something much worse, who has more influence over the world than just putting out a movie. But and I bet you, and we can almost agree that these white film company owners or whoever they are, I bet you they voted for the guy that's grabbing women by the vagina.
Maybe, but look, you have to understand, and I be saying this to my brothers and my sisters all of the time. you got to understand the situation. You know what I'm saying? You are not living in a world where people don't see race. And if you've worked to get yourself to the point where you're winning, why do something so foolish to put you in a position to no longer win?
Because sometimes, not sometimes, but no matter how successful we become or no matter how prominent we become, sometimes your feelings and emotions get the best of you. And it happens because we're human.
And when you
It shouldn't determine black, white, Chinese, or whatever, Asian, whatever. One mistake shouldn't determine my life. It shouldn't, but it does in a lot of cases.
I guess to some degree, I'm not understanding your point. You're saying he should not have to deal with the consequences of his decisions.
No, I'm saying I'm not. But by the terms of the law in society, he did.
No,
but I'm saying
by the terms of society, he is. That's the society that we live in. The society that we live in is where people judge you based on your past actions, sometimes good or bad. People judge you.
But where's that judgment for other people? Why is that judgment so sturdy and so stern when it comes to melanated people?
Again, do you not understand that we live in a racist society?
And that's the part where I said it bothers me. That's why I get bothered. I mean,
you're expecting a racist
change.
Society to not be racist.
It's just, I don't know. Yeah, it's just, I think it's crazy, man. But, it'll never change. I don't think it'll ever change, but.
And I'll be honest with you. Look, I'm going to be honest with you. Or I'm going to try to be as honest with you as I can. I partially don't feel bad at all for Jonathan Majors. Because, number one, he was winning. Right? He put in the work and he was winning. But, number two, he decided, I'm winning, but I'm not going to win with a sister. I'm going to win with
man. All right, man. Bye, man. Hey, man.
Am I lying?
Do you remember? I don't believe that, man.
I just
believe he was testing the water.
Hold on. Am I lying?
I just think he was out here testing, living his best life.
And if he believes that your best life is not with a sister, I don't feel bad for you.
Man, we don't know that for sure, man. He probably was just smashing her. We don't know that for sure, man.
We know for sure that he wasn't dealing with he was dealing with somebody that wasn't a sister, right? We know that for sure, right?
But I mean, is that his pattern, or does he just like women?
It don't matter if it's his pattern. Again, we live in a society. And to pretend like we don't understand what the society is.
Yeah, I understand it. It just I don't think it's right. It just, it just kind of bothers me sometimes, but that's it. But,
all right.
But you know what I told you the last time we talked?
No.
You try it, man. You try it all the time, man. But I'm not Eugene, man. Quit trying to pump fake me, man.
I don't even know what that is.
I'm out, man. Have a good one, bro.
Dante, have a good one. Oh, I don't know what Dante's talking about. Look, y'all might be out of line on this one. And it's very much a subjective thing. And I'm not saying you can't be with whoever you want to be with. You can be with whoever you want to be with. If you're black and you want to be with somebody white, be with somebody white. If you're white, you want to be with somebody black, be with somebody black. If you're black and you want to be with, I don't know, some Polynesian chick, go be with a Polynesian chick. You know what I'm saying? Whatever you want to do it. And I wish you happiness. But to pretend like we live in a society that won't notice. I mean, you might think it's wrong. It's wrong for me to be treated this way. I mean, and even if it was a sister, like if it was Megan, who, allegedly he married. If he's smacking Megan around, you get convicted? You convicted. You decided to smack Megan around. Or you decided if Megan lied on you, you're the one who made the decision to be with Megan who would lie on you. You can't be mad at me as a moviegoer who read that you smacked some chick around and now I don't want to support your work. You made life decisions. Ron says, but we have every right to cancel you if we don't like your decisions. Exactly. And again, I'm one of these rare people who I've gotten into many arguments about this. And I don't ever want to be arguing. Y'all know me. I hate arguing. But I've gotten into many conversations with people out there. I believe the good stuff that you do should follow you for the rest of your life. And the bad stuff that you do should follow you for the rest. It's all a part of your experience. It's all a part of your experience. It's a part of the whole. And we want to judge the whole, right? We don't want to just judge you based on one incident. No, we want to judge you based on all of them. The good and the bad. And it all depends on how heavily you weigh each one. But that's an individual thing. He was winning. Jonathan was winning. He was one of the biggest, he was king. They made him the centerpiece of a whole Marvel phase or whatever. How you gonna let yourself be put in a bad situation in that situation? I mean, I hope you recover. I hope you recover. Hey, he's doing pretty good. He got Megan good. You know what I'm saying? If nothing else, if he'll never make another movie, he got Megan good. He got Megan good. So yes, goodness is going to follow him hopefully for the rest of his life. And that's some goodness right there. So don't feel too bad for him. He got Megan good. And maybe, you know what I'm saying, eventually it'll turn around for him. Maybe eventually it'll turn around for him. And, you know, he'll get chances again. And then this time, maybe he won't squander them. Ron said, I said goodness and mercy gonna follow me around the rest of my life. I don't know about anybody else. He got Megan good. Yes, goodness is following him around, hopefully for the rest of his life if they're married. You might have like regular goodness following you around, but he got Megan goodness following him around. So, sorry, Ron. I mean, I really do. I hope, because I wish the best for everybody. I wish the best for everybody. When you have opportunities, you've got to be You got to be careful. And again, people are allowed to support who they want to support. All right, y'all. My time is about up. I ain't ready to get out of here. Regina says, whatever. Whatever what? I don't know what you're saying whatever to. Ron says, I know one thing. Y'all better be getting that water. I don't know what that means either. Y'all just be saying stuff. I don't be knowing what it means. Daryl says, that sister fine as hell. Yes, she is. Yes, she is. I would have to let her and Lupita fight. I'm not sure which. They could fight. You know what I'm saying? Have a little scrappy scrap. And, you know, I'm not saying I would necessarily go with the winner. I would go with whichever one came out looking the best. But I wouldn't tell them that, you know. I wouldn't tell them that. But they could fight. Get a little scrappy scrap on. All right, get up. You won. But she still looked the best. So she coming home. And then I probably feel bad about that because that's just wrong. You know what I'm saying? That's wrong. So they could both come home. You know. Because I'm a man that believes in second chances. Brent.
Who do you have fighting? What two women you got fighting?
Megan Good and Lupita Nyong'o.
Oh, my goodness.
And the truth of the matter is, either way, I win. So, you know.
Oh, man. Okay. All right. I'm gonna leave that one all the way alone. Okay. Well, what are we talking about today? I've been in and out due to work and everything. I heard somebody still not accepting accountability for his actions, but that's to be expected.
We talked
nowadays.
a little bit about the fact that they were the war plan via text group, and how the conservatives are somehow bringing up Hillary Clinton's server in all of this, and it's the reporter's fault that he was accidentally put in a chat group. We talked about Jasmine Crockett being ghetto or not being ghetto. Y'all don't understand that she's cosplaying as ghetto and hood, but she's actually very educated and very articulate when she wants to be. Like, bro, that's you saying that like it's a bad thing, but that's a good thing. She's not cosplaying anyway. Just because, she doesn't speak the way that you think she should speak don't mean she's trying to be hood or ghetto. But they don't understand that.
Right.
We talked about her calling your Governor Hot Wheels. And they're really mad about that because you don't make fun of disabled people, I guess, unless you Donald Trump. And then you can say, oh, I don't remember. That's cool. But you can't call somebody Governor Hot Wheels. And how did he get in a wheelchair? What tree fell on that man? So I don't know the story. So.
Oh, you're talking about Greg Abbott?
Yeah.
The Texas governor?
Yeah.
He was out. Oh, was he out running during a storm and the tree fell on him? It was something just wild. Just didn't make any sense. But yeah. Yeah, so that's crazy. Okay, and with Jasmine Crockett, they talked about Michelle Obama. And there's not much better you can get with her or Jasmine Crockett because black folks are always going to be uneducated and also highly educated, too highly educated. She's an uppity Negro, to a lot of these folks. She shouldn't be talking back to white folks, white men and white women. So it doesn't matter what her background is, what school she went to. they gonna find something. And the way they're coming at her, they are afraid of her for running in the future. So a lot of this is preemptive strikes, for higher office. They do not want her even to go and challenge Ted Cruz or Rafael Eduardo Cruz for his Senate seat, which comes up in the next, I want to say, in a couple of years. It's going to be I think it may be 4 years. No, it's 2 years. It's 2 years because he had to get Donald Trump's help and kiss his ass, even though he talked about his wife like a dirty dog. But yeah, so they are definitely afraid of Jasmine Crockett. So they're going to come up with everything. And remember, Twin did not. He couldn't get down with Kamala Harris because she put her greens in the bathtub. That was a bridge too far. Not having 2 peach suits in your closets, that's not a bridge too far. But her putting greens in the bathtub was a bridge too far. So they gonna send out folks like Twin or simple folks. They gonna uplift them and send them out so they can talk all this foolishness. And the main thing is that these jokers will never have a chance with Jasmine Crockett because she ain't for the dumbness and the foolishness with them jokers. So, oh well. But these jokers. Back to the original one you're talking about with the text message that had the reporter on it.
Yes.
They are using some app called Signal. And I had never heard of that app. I guess it's like, WhatsApp or something like that?
I guess. I'd never heard of it either.
I didn't either. And it's been out for at least 4 years. So is this app an approved app to use for communication amongst White House staff?
I mean, I'm sure if they're using it, it's approved because they're the ones who make that decision.
And that's... They will always make up the rules as they go along.
Exactly.
And what was wrong for the previous administration is okay with them, and they will tie themselves in pretzels, making them come out to look good, at least to their acolytes, because they'll believe anything this joker says and the administration says. And all the time they try to denigrate Lloyd Austin just because he didn't let the president know that he was having surgery, but he did let his second in command know that he was having surgery, and nothing happened during that time. So they got all up in arms about that. But this idiot, who's a known drunkard, is leading people to send out these text messages. And a lot of the reason that they're doing it is that they do not want to have all of the crap that they're planning to be a part of the National Archives of Communication and Records.
I believe that.
So if you use something not approved, well, you can't have that because it's not approved. It's not on the regular stuff. So it's the same thing as using the server, which with Hillary they found nothing out. But I bet if you look through all of those text messages, you're gonna find a lot of crap that's going on that ain't legal. That even these conservative justices will say, yeah, maybe that ain't so legal, son. But yeah. What's the last thing? Last thing I got. Yeah. Did you watch any of the NCAA tournament?
I watched some.
The basketball. Did you see Liberty men's head basketball coach? His name is Richie McKay. Did you see what I'm guessing his wife did to him?
Well, wait a minute. Maybe we talking about two. I'm thinking about the dude with the enhancements, but
yes, yeah, looking like a young Maurice White by the head, and decides that we're gonna go ahead and fill this in and give you a hairline, and that's like a mix of Carlos Boozer and what's his name, the Carolina head basketball coach with the white wife that he's so proud of.
Well, I don't know. I saw somebody said he looked like a mix between Carlos Boozer and George Jefferson. They got it, Carlos Jefferson.
yes. George Jefferson would be the pappy for that one. But but it and his wife is unmelanated. So
Oh,
I'm imagining every single black woman, including those on the conservative side, would have saw his head and like, no, you wear a hat tomorrow. You wear a hat
Oh.
until that dye fades out enough, and then we just going to cut it down low. That's all we're going to do.
Of course, you
Just
got to
let it go
blame the
natural.
barber. Why would his barber do that? Like he said,
His wife is his barber.
No, the barber is no. He's sitting in that chair, and the barber like, you want some enhancements? And he like, sure. He don't even see what that barber is doing because they don't really show you. They just do. They show you afterwards.
Where is Liberty University? Is the Jerry Falwell University? I'm guessing ain't too many black barbers around, and he went to sports clips.
Nah, that's some black barbershop enhancements if I've ever seen them. Only thing that was missing was he didn't have a pencil line.
The white pencil?
Yeah, that's the only thing that was missing.
Oh, my goodness. But, yeah, man, I wish they had made it to the tournament, so he had to do another round of interviews just to see how he came to the meeting. But LaDonna, the only thing I got from the wrestling report, because again it came on early. They're in Scotland yesterday for Raw, I think it was. But I saw two things. One of them, did you see? Not Jimmy. Jimmy Uso, the fat Uso. I'm gonna call him now because now he's wearing that full bedazzled shirt.
I know what you're about to say. You got to be saying what I saw. Go ahead.
Yeah, he wanted to challenge Gunther next week, and then he commenced to slap fire out of Gunther.
Yes, he did. I said that was a good ass slap.
Yes. And man, don't slap me like that. I was like, come on now, don't slap me like that. Chop me in the chest. Do something else. Don't slap me.
Yeah,
that was just straight up.
That was wild. That was hilarious.
Yeah, but the other thing was with John Cena, when he came out and he had the stone cold face where he was looking all sad and gloom. And did you see him when he went up to the little board that was wearing all the old school John Cena hat, T-shirt, and even the wristbands?
No, I'm not a John Cena fan in any way, shape, or form. I really wish he would just go away. So yeah, I don't really watch his stuff.
Yeah. Well, now he has a new little towel, and I forgot what it said on it and anything. But the little boy he still loved him some John Cena. And I was like, and he just stared at him. He got about a foot away from him, and then just kept walking. I'm like, no, John Cena, you did that wrong. You should have went over there and acted like you was giving him the towel, and as soon as the little boy got it in his hands, you just slowly pull it out of his hands and keep walking. And that he'd have made that kid cry, and that would have submitted his full heel turn. But he didn't do it. But I'll get a hold of him. I got his number. I don't have his number, of course. But yeah, but that's all I got for you.
All right, hey Brent, I appreciate your calling.
One last thing, and it's 90 degrees here today, which is just too early to be this hot here.
No, it's not. It's not.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. But yeah. But did you have something else for me?
All right. So Lupita and Megan, I'm gonna let them fight over me. Who fighting over you?
Mrs. Beard and Mrs. Beard.
You
ain't getting me in trouble. I've been in the game for 28 years.
That? She got you wrapped up like that, bro? Come on.
No, we go with process, firm Mrs. Beard versus natural Mrs. Beard. But no, it's Mrs. Beard both times. No, because I think sometimes she low-key listens to it and everything because she hears me talking about it. She's like, what's this joker talking about?
I can't believe you scared. I can't believe you scared.
I love you, Mrs. Beard.
Brent, I appreciate your call.
Take it easy.
All right. Brent, scared. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Look, women, y'all got to know that you just like you look at men. These famous, I don't know who the hot dude is now. Michael B. Jordan, Idris Elba. I don't know if they hot or whatever. But you look at men and, you know what I'm saying, you got a couple men out there that you like, ooh, yeah. Come on, you gotta let your man have the same thing. You gotta let your man have the same thing. Now, if I really wanted to get into it, it would be a triple threat because we would add, even though she don't swing that way, what's her name, Corinne Jean-Pierre or whatever, triple threat match. The three of them can, fight. The three of them can fight. But, we just gonna go with a regular match. But I ain't scared. Mrs. Livingston, no. She know. Blade, what's on your mind?
Hey, buddy, how's it going?
It's going good. How's everything going with you, sir?
Pretty good, man. Good conversation, man. I'm glad you try to prove something to the youngster because that generation think white supremacy don't exist. Your boy wasn't thinking about us, and I don't know why he got feelings about him. He wasn't thinking about him. That dude, he was on cloud nine with that little average white girl. And then he go try to get Megan as a stage prop to try to get back in the hood. That dude ain't thinking about. He wasn't thinking about black people. All that was a stage. And I like the dark skinned Megan. This new light skinned Megan, I don't really like.
She did change up a little bit, but I don't know why. I don't know what happened.
Changed. Come on, not a little bit. She changed a lot, man. She took her natural beauty away from her by messing her skin up like that, bro. I don't even think that's the real Megan. It might be a clone.
Well, okay, the clone and Lupita can fight, and like I said, we could throw Corinne Jean-Pierre in there, as a wild card.
Well, the clone to me, man, she's not attractive anymore. The dark skinned Megan was attractive. This new one, she's just average chick.
No, the new one is fine as hell too.
And then sometimes she act like she got psychological problems. First she wanted to be a minister wife. Now she with the dude that's trying to get back good with the black people. And I guess that youngster, he felt sorry for him. I thought he was about to cry again.
Well, I do agree with you. It does seem like that whole relationship. Like, I don't know how much. I don't want to say she getting paid to be a prop or anything like that, but it is a little suspect. I don't know how much I believe it, but I'm not there, so who am I to say? And I just hope if she is there for whatever reason, that he get his money's worth.
Yeah, I hope he pay her well because she'll be gone in the next couple more years if she ain't gone already. Because I don't even see him being her type.
I don't know.
So the money must be good. But like I said, I don't even know if that's the real Megan. The real Megan, the dark skinned Megan was real. I don't know about this one right here.
All right.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That young generation, man. Maybe they'll start facing reality, man. Because they think they got it. They think they got it made. They just don't know what's about to go down. Hey, have a good one.
You do the same.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, I did notice that Megan changed colors at some point. She did. But look, she's still fine. She's a little lighter, She's still fine. Like, she ain't light. Not that I got anything against light. But she ain't, what I'm saying? She didn't go from Lupita to, what's the girl that always be wearing white? Who was in the Players Club or whatever movie. She didn't go from Lupita to Lisa Ray. So, it's okay. It's okay. Vernon says, Nia Long and Sanaa Lathan can battle over me any day. Okay, that's a good one. That's a good one. Both of them. I mean, they not, what I'm saying, in my top tier, but I get how they could be in someone's top tier. Yeah. Tanika says, Tay Diggs is my longtime boyfriend in my mind. Who Tay Diggs fighting over? You got to have two. This is a battle. You got to have two. Who Tay Diggs fighting with? My says, I think Corinne would let Megan and Lupita fight over you. She's in there as the wild card. You know what I'm saying? She can get in the battle, you know what I'm saying? And then they can all come home. They can all come home, and who am I to tell her what to do? She do whatever she want to do. It just stuff is just happening. So she could be a part of it. Don't try to tear my dreams down. Don't try to tear my dreams down. That's a good dream right there. Myosa says Michael B is too short. It's all about Morris Chestnut. All right, who is Morris fighting? Aaron Pierre is all the rave right now. Okay, I didn't know that. I don't even know who that is. Didn't even know who that is. Good answers, Brent. Brent scared. Brent, what they used to say, henpecked? Don't be henpecked, Brent. Be a man. Be a man. Twin says RuPaul and who? RuPaul and who fighting over you, Twin? And Twin literally put RuPaul in the chat. I'm not making that up. Twin put RuPaul in the chat. The question is, what two people? Of course, you understand, ain't none of these people actually fighting over nobody. Who is your top two, you know, kind of celebrity crushes or whatever? And in this, you know, kind of fantasy world, they have to fight over you. Twin says one of his is RuPaul. Yeah, I didn't make that up. I swear it's right there in the chat. Twin said RuPaul. I didn't make it up. So who is RuPaul fighting? I didn't say it. I promise y'all, I didn't say it. Twin put RuPaul. Oh boy. Oh boy. Why would you put that? Why would you put that? Jerica says the old Mike Epps. But the new one looked like a blowfish. Okay. I don't know exactly what that means. I ain't seen Mike Epps in a minute. Gen X, how did y'all react when MJ popped up as a white? He turned into a white one. When, people were, because his was very gradual. His was gradual. He didn't turn from, you know, off the wall to what, butterflies or whatever overnight. There was a whole transition. Thriller, bad, dangerous. You know what I'm saying? It was a whole transition. So it wasn't just overnight. Dana says they trauma bonded. She just went through a divorce and he was going through a legal battle and, you know, being canceled. You can see why they bonded. Okay. Okay. Tanika said people fighting over her is Tay Diggs and Omari Hardwick. I know who Tay Diggs is. I don't know who Omari Hardwick is, but okay. Okay. Jerica say I just like Tank until he said eating a man's groceries doesn't make you gay. Oh, people do say crazy stuff. R. Allen says Miss Jane Pittman and her Eartha Kitt. What is Miss Jane Pittman's name for real? Cicely Tyson. Cicely Tyson and Eartha Kitt fighting over you. Oh, somebody breaking a hip. Oh, that is terrible. That is terrible. Somebody coming home with a broken hip. No, don't make them fight. Don't make them fight. Myosa says Morris Chestnut is fighting with, I don't never knew how to pronounce it, Mahershala Ali. Okay. You saw his underwear ad? Oh my goodness, you nasty, Moesha. Tria says Kofi and Method Man can go at it. Who is Kofi? I don't know who Kofi is. Twin said I said RuPaul for Brent. Now you playing. No, you didn't. You just said RuPaul. I asked the question, who fighting over you? And you just put up RuPaul. I'm not playing. That's what you put up. Just so y'all think I didn't make that up. He really did put up RuPaul. Daryl says Lupita and Chini. Oh, I don't know who that is. I'm going to have to look up Chini. Hold on, let me look her up right now. Copy that. No, she don't make my. Thing. But she's not a bad looking woman. Caller.
Hey, what do you do there, man?
Twin, you already called. You talked for 30 minutes.
Give me 5 seconds, man.
Okay.
What do you do that? No, you said who you a strap with. You asked Brent that, and I put RuPaul. He a strap with RuPaul, whatever. With your toothpaste. Come on, why you do that, man?
Why do what? You put up RuPaul. I didn't put up RuPaul.
You asked Brent the question.
Right, he was on the line, but the question was for you.
And then I said RuPaul. That's what I put in there for him. Not for me.
So who is RuPaul fighting for you?
Man, I said I was messing with Brent on that issue, man. Come on,
All
man.
right, so I'm asking you now. Who is RuPaul fighting for you?
Man, I was messing with Brent about this. You said pick your two.
Right, so I'm asking you. You picked one, now who's the other one?
Man, go on with that, man. I'm talking about him, man.
So I'm asking about you
man.
now.
You said what?
I'm asking about you now.
Who women are fighting over?
No, you're not fighting over them. They fighting over you.
Shit, that's hard. I'll go with, let me see. Probably Oprah and Eartha Kitt. No, they're playing. No, it's hard out there. I don't know, man.
All right.
I don't know, it's hard.
All right.
I know probably, I don't know.
Hey,
it's
well,
hard.
I appreciate your call because you already been on.
Man, you don't appreciate none, man. Bye.
All right. So he couldn't come up with nobody, so he's sticking with RuPaul. I gave you an opportunity to come up with somebody. You couldn't come up with nobody. Only person you typed in was RuPaul. So if you can't come up with nobody, you got to, RuPaul and Oprah? RuPaul and Oprah fighting over you? Okay. I think you go home with RuPaul. I think RuPaul can take Oprah. You go home with RuPaul. And there's nothing wrong with that. There is nothing wrong with that. Key.
Hey, man, you a hot mess. Now, you know he about to call back for a third.
He the one put RuPaul on the screen.
Man, you a mess.
I gave him a chance to clear it up, and he couldn't come up with nobody, but he came up with RuPaul real fast.
You a hot messy, man. You a mess. I like that purple you got on you, man.
Oh, well, thank you.
Okay. I ain't want to. I just want to call in.
No. Who fighting over you?
I know who's fighting over me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I know I was looking at the news the other day. I was like, Barry Larkin look still fine. So probably Barry Larkin and who else? I don't know. Barry Larkin and the guy that used to play Robert on the Cosby Show. What's his name? DeAndre Whitfield.
Used to play who?
Robert on Cosby Show.
Who was Robert?
I'm telling you, his name DeAndre Whitfield. So DeAndre Whitfield and Barry Larkin.
I don't even know who that is.
You know once I hang up.
Hold on. DeAndre.
He looking up something so I can say hi to you, Kim.
DeAndre Whitfield.
DeAndre Whitfield. Hey, Saban, he looking up something so I can say hi to you.
Okay, I know who. Okay, that guy. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
All right. You have a good one, Emanuel.
I appreciate your call.
Okay. Right.
All right, that was Key. Yeah, I didn't even know who that was. Okay. All right. She liked the lighter skinned brothers. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Just like Twin, ain't nothing wrong with your choices. No judgment from me. No judgment from me. Jerica says, I mean, Omar Epps, not Mike Epps. Oh, okay. Okay. Let's see. Tanika says Omar Hardwick is Ghost. I really don't know what he looked like. Cause I think I kind of walked in on Mrs. Livingston watching that once, but I never watched that show. But okay. Okay. Tria say Kofi Cerebral from Queen Sugar. I've never seen Queen Sugar. But all right. You got your choices out there. Vernon says, I'd be remiss if I didn't say Beyonce and Zoe Saldana could go heads up over me anytime. Okay. Beyonce and Zoe Saldana. I get how people believe Beyonce is attractive. I don't see her as an attractive woman. She's not an ugly woman, but she's not an attractive woman to me. Zoe Saldana, though, yeah, I can see that for sure. She's a really attractive lady. Pam Grier and Whitney? Who was Whitney? Twin said RuPaul and Derek Blasingame. Twin didn't say that. Brent said that for Twin. All right, Sam, I got your. I don't have your back. I'm coming to your defense, Twin, because you did not name Derek Blasingame. You did not name. Now, Kim, I do believe in his mind, RuPaul and Transveta that sounds like a fight that he would definitely stay and watch to see who won. Oh, y'all funny. Vanessa's boyfriend. Okay, yeah, I had to go look at the picture. So yeah, now I know. Hold on. Who's calling? Jerica.
Hey, how are you?
I am fantastic. How are you?
I'm good. So you know you need to repent, right? Because you today have laughed at that man being called Hot Wheels. That is horrible. And then you are also judging Twin for his choice of person.
I am not judging Twin.
It is okay. Do not gaslight that man. If he wants to drain swamps or snakes, he can do that. That is none of your business or any of ours. If he wants to set up time to meet people behind Kroger, he can do that. I don't want to mean my ass, but if he wants to eat others, he is the queen.
Hey, if that man won't RuPaul and whoever, he couldn't come up with nobody.
I was thinking maybe like a Laverne Cox, just based on his relationship with Transveta, because Laverne she kind of passes. Do you think? Would you call her attractive?
No.
You don't think Laverne Cox is attractive?
No.
Do you think she would pass?
Huh?
Do you think she would pass as a woman?
I don't know.
If you didn't know she was trans?
I would have to see her like in person, because I think she got gigantic hands. And that's a little bit of a giveaway, you know.
Yeah. But what about little hands? Little hands. That's scary too, because it's scary for me. And little teeth.
And what?
Little teeth.
Little teeth?
Uh-huh. Men that have little teeth. Like baby teeth.
I can't necessarily say that I've seen that. But I don't be paying much attention to men's teeth, so.
Okay. Well, I hope not, but.
That could
you know, they smile. They're there's someone that's in the chat. When I met them, they had little teeth.
Huh. Oh.
And I was just like taking it back. I'm not putting a name on it, but yeah. So I'm gonna leave that right there. Pick up that tea if you want to. But yeah, so I think you should repent. So the man was running in the woods and a tree fell on him. Is that what happened?
I heard Brent and he was running somewhere and he said, would he say it was a thunderstorm or something?
Was he in the forest?
I don't really know. That
So
sounds.
what made her call him Hot Wheels though? Like, did he call her name?
I don't know. She said, Governor Hot Wheels. We got Governor Hot Wheels out there, and the only thing hot about him is something, she said, which I don't remember the rest of the quote. But she did call him Governor Hot Wheels. So he may have said something about her, and so she responded.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, because I couldn't, pair the two. I guess wheelchair, Hot Wheels, which automatically makes me think of the one caller. Remember the one caller you had whose who's Hot Wheel, that's horrible, whose electric wheelchair got towed? Remember that?
I do remember that. I don't remember her name right off the top.
I was going to ask, what's her name?
Oh.
I think you shamed her, too, to the point where she didn't call it anymore.
I did not shame her. She called and asked my opinion, and as I was trying to understand her story, she got frustrated with me because I could not understand her issue.
Gotcha. Okay. I couldn't understand. I couldn't remember her name, so I didn't know if you, shamed her away, like you shamed the one lady away.
Her name began with a C. Claudette. Thank you. Claudette. That was her name.
Oh. Okay, so I haven't seen her name in the chat. Okay, so maybe you did shame her away. That
I did not shame that woman at all. I did not really laugh at Governor Hot Wheels.
Yes, you did. You definitely laughed at Governor Hot Wheels.
The idea.
And the way you presented it made others laugh as well. I repented. I asked for forgiveness already, so I'm no longer laughing at that.
I did not laugh at it. It's just the idea of and I said right at the beginning, it's not funny. Because it's not funny. But the idea that you just walk in, minding your own business, and a tree falls on you. So, you're in your 20s, and now you're in a wheelchair. There's nothing funny about that.
There's nothing funny about that. There is nothing funny about that.
It's not funny.
So can you enlighten me on what CK was talking about today? I tried to keep up. I promise I tried. I even tried to keep up with Quinn's conversation, but, sometimes it's like talking to a toddler with him. But CK had me up for a second, but he lost me.
I don't remember. That conversation took a number of twists and turns.
Okay.
I don't remember, but I do remember at some point he said something just for the ladies, and I kind of tuned out a little bit at that point.
Okay, I guess I tuned out too because I didn't want him telepathically trying to get into my mind. So I checked out completely. So I blocked that completely out. So I must have missed that too. So
yeah, what was he talking? I do not remember. I really don't remember. He was talking about infiltrating the Republican Party in order to see change.
Oh. Okay. Yep, still not there with that. And Dante, so I see that he is a new caller. I know he's in the chat. I see he's a new caller. And I kind of was with him for a second, but then it started teetering on we can't be expected to control our emotions when in a heightened situation. So when we react, we just react. We're not perfect. And that kind of scared me a little bit for whoever he's interacting with in life, because that's pretty much saying, if you upset me to the point that I react, you can't get mad for the way that I react, even if it's in an abusive way, which was somewhat concerning for me coming from a man, especially someone who identifies as a melanated. black man. So that was a bit concerning for me. What was your take on that?
There are a lot of people, and we had the conversation last week, I believe it was, about having standards and holding people to a standard and being able to make a judgment about whether that's a good thing to do or a bad thing to do. And apparently there are a lot of people out here who believe that if you're not a flawless, perfect human, you are not supposed to judge. And if you don't judge, how can you set a standard? If there is no right and no wrong, how do you set how you're gonna react? So it is bothersome that there are people who feel that way, who believe that way. I don't understand it. Genuinely, I don't understand it. Just because to me it just seems so common sense. How do you determine, given a particular situation, you're in the situation, how do you know what a good reaction versus a bad reaction is if there is no good and no bad? If everything is just do whatever and whatever you do is fine, how do we look at anything? And like you said, especially the idea that I'm upset, so I just might smack the fire out of you. And who are you? Who's anybody to judge me for that? It's like, no, you can't just say everything is okay and I can't judge. But I don't get it.
Yeah, I didn't get that either. And then to apply to Jonathan Major's situation that he was targeted because he's a black man. And I was in complete agreement with you in that he was doing well prior to him wanting to, as he stated, test the waters and almost drown fucking with a snow bunny. And then you want to reach up for a black woman talking about I need a Coretta. Like, no, you didn't then. So why are you turning to us now? But as always, black men want to turn to us to save them when they're in a tumultuous kind of situation. So it's to be expected. So we kind of giggle on the inside when you guys, or not you, because you said you don't date white women. You just fantasized about one that you used to work with. So
not fantasize about her in that way.
Didn't you say that? I thought you said you fantasized about the white woman who had never seen black people before.
No, I definitely never said that. That particular woman was not fantasizable, if that's a word, which I'm certain it's
that is not a word, but we can make it one. I was wondering where you're going to go with that. I was wondering.
Fantasizable. There was nothing to fantasize about her, but she was a nice girl. But yeah, no, I did not say that.
But I do genuinely think that. I think that unfortunately, when black men find themselves in a situation, especially when it involves a white woman, they double down harder with their wives, such as Kobe Bryant, to try to resolve it, or they turn to a black woman to try to save them from a situation.
I don't know if I agree with that, but again, I don't have those experiences.
Right.
So I don't know.
Makes sense. All right, that was just touching base.
And I know you put it in the chat. Who's fighting over you?
Oh yeah, I don't know. I would probably go for someone like that's ugly, probably two uglies, and older, right? So that there's some benefits involved with that. I don't have to worry about other women, and they may be close to dying. So probably someone in their 70s or 80s.
Y'all not getting married?
Well, no, there might be a benefit. What am I supposed? Okay, so when they get done fighting, what are we doing with the person that wins?
You get to take them home and have your way with them.
Exactly. So what am I getting out of it?
You get to have your way with them.
That's their benefit, not mine. So I'm saying.
Wait a minute. Are you suggesting that
I'm the prize?
Sex is only a benefit to the male, but it's some sort of a chore to the female? Is that?
We are not going down this aisle because you and I are going to butt heads.
But it sounds like that's what you're suggesting.
Because that is what I said.
That's crazy talk.
That's okay. You feel that pause right there? That's because I don't care that you think any other way. I don't care that you think it's crazy. I think the woman is the prize. So what am I getting out of it?
You getting this D. That's what you getting.
She can get D from anywhere.
No,
I'm just
not if
saying,
it's
like,
such a chore. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
What?
just saying. I'm just saying, you can get some pumps and humps from anywhere. I'm just saying, I need it to come with a benefit, come with something attached. Is all I'm saying. If I were, out there,
It's
but
got something attached.
yeah, if I was available, yeah.
It's got something attached.
What, the person?
Them balls is
That's
attached.
right.
You
That's what
get
I'm
the
saying,
D
like
and them balls.
oh.
You know.
Oh, yeah, no.
You get
That
all
can-
of it. You can get
Those
all
can
of
stay
it.
in there. Those can stay out the way anyway. But I'm just saying, you need to come with more than a penis, and that's nasty. And why am I repeating it? That's so inappropriate. Jesus. So yeah, the penis and tea bags can just stay out the way. I'm just saying, like, it should come with something, right? You
It
can't
does.
just come
It
to
does.
the table with a penis
That's crazy.
thinking that
That's
is going
crazy
to win
talk.
someone.
That is
Are
crazy.
you kidding me?
No, I'm not kidding at all. I'm serious. That's crazy
Oh.
talk. And maybe,
Oh.
and in all honesty, that's probably
Yeah.
why there are so many single women running around here thinking, they are the prize and all that kind of stuff. And y'all are a prize, but we're also a prize. So, you know what I'm saying?
Not if you're
What
not coming with anything.
You gonna
No, you can be the prize if you're coming with something.
misuse me for my stuff? You know what I'm saying? What in the world?
You know,
crazy
you go
talk.
buy your stuff at the store. I'm just saying, in all kind of shapes and sizes. So, you need to come with more than just a penis.
That's crazy.
If you're not
talk.
coming, you have to come with something.
All
Come
right.
with some type of intellect, something. Like, it's not even just about money. It could be about other things, right? Because, there are even men in this
that's not what
who are
we're,
very
but
intelligent, who are very mind stimulated.
because that's different than what we were talking about. And
How?
because we weren't talking about no relationship. You know what I'm saying?
No, you said penis. If they win, you get to have your way with them. Okay, great. And then after we're done,
he go home. He
got the
leave.
benefit of being.
He leave. You had your way with him.
Okay.
What?
Okay, I got you.
Megan Good ain't staying here. Mr. Livingston ain't going for that. Megan got to go.
Negro, if you gonna play Mr. Livingston into this scenario in the first place, it's never gonna happen anyway. So what do you mean?
Lupita can't stay here. She got to go. You know what I'm saying? This is one night. I get my, as they call it, hall pass one night, and they got to fight over me. And you talking about, well, I'm the prize, and I don't think.
Well, let me just jump off this train of going to make believe. Maybe that's why I didn't pick two. See, this is why I said I wasn't picking two. I'm not playing this game. That's silly. No, because I didn't know the full dynamics of the game. You should have given me everything. How about that?
You don't want everything because you the prize.
Meaning you need to come with it all.
Oh, boy.
Otherwise, London bridges will continue to be closed.
Okay, yeah, it's closed, a whole lot of them. And they thought, it's more fish in the sea, but now it's all dried up.
But, and I think that's why men don't feel that they have to put the extra effort forward because there's so few of them. The older you get and the fewer fish that are in the pond. So that's unfortunate.
Now, I honestly, I think there are women who take that perspective that you just expressed and they take it to another level, and they're always looking for something out of somebody as if just them being themselves, bringing sometimes nothing to the table. They act like they are the prize. And so basically they end up kind of whoring themselves out a lot of times and end up, at the end of the day with nothing because they pass by so much stuff looking for other stuff.
Okay. So are you saying that women should settle for a man just to have one? Because if that's the case, that's silly. I mean, no man should be coming to the table with nothing. I know what you're about to say, like, he himself is enough. But he should be coming with something, be it there should be something that you're bringing to improve my life. If that means lightening my load by washing it, like doing something like to improve my life. Don't come to me with just dick in hand. Like,
And
that's
just
crazy.
for the record, we're no longer on the fantasy conversation. We're on the real
we're out of it.
conversation. And
Yes, we
what
are.
I'm saying is you need to figure out, because I wouldn't tell any woman to settle for anything, but
Okay.
most
That's
women
what I like
actually
to
believe no matter what they get, they're settling. Okay? Because they don't believe that
Oh.
anything is good enough. They're better than anything that anybody else brings to the table. And that's why a lot of times they end up with nothing, because they don't understand. I don't want to say it, but there's a lot of women who genuinely believe they are the table, but they're not.
Mhm.
And so there are men who bring stuff to the table, but they don't value what men bring to the table. And a lot of times that's because just my pauses are because I don't know if I want to go there in the conversation and be as realistic as it is. But I'm kind
So,
of talking
then-
myself
then
into doing it.
how about you just do it because you want to, and we are having a fill-in-the-blank conversation right now. So,
I kind of don't want to, but I feel like I have to. A lot of times, women don't know. They don't recognize what's being brought to the table because they don't know what should be brought to the table.
okay.
And
I can
so
go with you. Sometimes.
they see, sometimes, of course, not everybody, they see things being brought to the table and they devalue the things that are valuable and they value the things that are temporary. And
Right.
so they tell the person bringing something of value, you ain't bringing nothing. And then by the time they get old enough or wise enough or whatever enough to understand, wait a minute, that was something of value that I should have valued back then, but I didn't. And now nobody's bringing that to the table. Everybody's bringing this other stuff that I thought was valuable back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot
I
of
can agree
times
with
that's
you.
what happens. So they think I'm settling. No, now you probably got to settle because when you had the opportunity to get the thing of value, you thought you were settling.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, I can agree with you in some respect there, but that is still saying that someone's bringing something to the table. And again, there are some men who come, and I know you haven't had this encounter because you are a man, but there are some men who bring nothing, like absolutely nothing to the table but penis. And it's oftentimes, I'm not going to say that, but yes, like there are some men who just do that, and they don't bring anything, and they expect the woman to be their mother, and who wants to sleep with their child. So that makes no sense to come that way, but it happens, unfortunately. But I do understand what you're saying. There are some women who overlook what's there because they may want more, because someone else has more. Social media says you should have more. So I get it.
And to your point, I understand that there are men who bring, virtually nothing to the table, but some D, and then them the ones with 5-6 kids.
Absolutely. Right. Yeah, I agree, and that's crazy. But they have fire dick, apparently. Some of them don't, but still. Yeah, I get it. But, I mean, I guess that is the crazy world of men and women, period, right? So if you don't know how to be a man because you never saw a man growing up, you don't know what to do. You can't get what you don't have.
That. I reject that wholeheartedly.
That's okay.
Yeah, you don't
And I'm
have
okay
to
with that.
you don't have to see a man growing up to know how to be a
Yes,
man.
you do.
No, you
Yes,
don't.
you do.
I promise
Who
you
teaches you
don't.
how to be a man? If you don't see a man, like if you don't see a responsible, hardworking man growing up, be it your father, your uncle, your grandfather, your teacher, if you don't see that,
You just
then
do
what
it.
role model do you have?
You just
You
do
just
it
develop it
because
within yourself?
it's not. There's nobody living in our society today that they may not have even seen it in their personal life, in their home, but they've seen examples of hardworking men. They know that it exists and they know how to do it. Now, whether or not they choose to do it, that's on them. But there are you can't convince me that there's a man out here today that doesn't understand that being a moral, hardworking, reasonable, responsible man, that he needed to see that in order to be that. He could just be it. And sometimes he's that because he never saw it. And he's like, I want to be for my child what I never had.
Yeah, I'm not going to agree with you there either. Because how can one be a good father, right, when they've never seen an example of it? Even if it's television, even if it again, the next door neighbor, there has to be some type of blueprint.
No, there doesn't. You just do what is right. Like if I love if I love my child, right?
So if I don't know how to ride a bike, just look at the bike, jump on it, and just do it.
No, because that's different. That's a physical act. If I love my child, I don't want to do anything to hurt my child. I want to do everything to help my child. I don't need to have seen somebody model that behavior. When my child cries, I pick them up to try to find out what's wrong with them. I don't need to have ever seen that to know this little human needs my help, so I'm going to help them. I've never seen that before, but I know this is my child and I love him, and I'm not going to just let him lay there hurting. You know, you don't have to have ever seen it.
I don't fully agree with you there. I don't fully agree with you there. It's evident in children who are neglected and who die from neglect that that's not true. So, I mean, I hear what you're saying, but, I mean, I guess there's exceptions to everything because I don't agree with that.
See, but I think those are just horrible people. That's not, he didn't have a role model, so he didn't know what to do. He was just a horrible person, period. Even if he would have had a role model, he might have killed the role model just because he's a horrible human.
Okay, all right, good deal. All right, again, we can agree to disagree on this one because we're not going to agree here. This one we're not going to agree on, and I will die on that hill. So, yeah, no. I don't think you can get what you don't have, so, yeah.
Oh, that's so not true.
It's okay.
It hurts me that you feel that way because it's just
no, it's all right.
True.
Don't let it hurt you.
It does.
Oh, my God, whatever. Okay, so, yeah. It's been good dialoguing with you, though.
Same here.
Okay.
All right.
Will you be on tomorrow?
That's the plan, yeah.
Okay, good. And did you decide if you're going to come to the state party?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay, gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, I will talk to you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Have a good one. All right. I am hurting. Because there are a lot of people who really genuinely believe that. There are a lot of people who genuinely believe that. If you've never seen it, you can't. No, that's just not. I'm telling you it's not true. I'm telling you it's just not true. Janice says the late Miles Monroe said that the woman is the prize. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. The man is merely the foundation to support, protect, and provide. His words. Yeah, he was wrong. But if you really think about this, I'm going to give you a foundation to support, protect, and provide for you. How is that not a prize? I'm going to give you support, protection, and provision. That ain't no prize. That is 100% a prize. To diminish that to basically nothing is an insult. It's an insult. It's not nothing. If you went on a game show, I know it's a bad analogy already going in. If you went on a game show And they said, you know, I don't know, Harry, tell them what they're bidding on. You are bidding on a foundation. You know, shelter, provision, protection. How much would you bid for that? Women would be like, nothing, because I'm the prize. What? Yeah, you be out there homeless, unprotected, with nothing. I bet you'll recognize that giving you a foundation of support, provision, protection is a prize. Go ask some woman who getting her ass kicked every night, some dude that cheat on her all the time, who treat her like crap, who don't do nothing, who don't give her nothing. They're you know, basically homeless except for the fact that she go out and struggle and all that kind of stuff. Ask her if you had a man who showed you love, support, who protected you, who provided for you in every way possible. That ain't no prize. She'll jump at it. She'll take your prize in a minute. Ain't no prize. He said a man should never brag about it because it's a man's role. I'm not saying brag about it, but to act like it's nothing. It's something. It's a prize. What is a prize? Something of value to enhance your life. You're going about living your regular life, because that's what people do when they live in their regular life, with no provision, no protection, no support. And then someone comes and adds that to your life. That's not a value. You're both each other's prize, hopefully. But I'm the prize. No, we're a prize to one another. We add value to one another. That's the prize that we add to each other. And if I'm thinking what I'm doing is valuable and what you doing ain't S, and you thinking what I'm doing is valuable and what he doing ain't S, that's what he's supposed to do, that ain't S, then we all end up jacked up. Genesis, you're like the foundation of a building. You're supposed to be there. But if it ain't, the building ain't got no foundation, then what? So the fact that there's a foundation is a prize. It is valuable. It is needed. If it's nothing, take it away. Take the foundation of the building away. What you got? Come on. Well, I was looking at your building. Here's the foundation. Oh, that foundation ain't ass. That's how we've been, for whatever reason, I don't know why, we like against each other. I'm as much the prize as you are. You're as much the prize as I am. If we doing what we supposed to do, we adding to each other's life. I'm the prize. I'm the prize. Please. Janet, I'm telling you, he was wrong. Janet says it's what you were born to be. Those are his words. He was wrong. Or maybe he misstated it. Maybe you didn't understand it. I don't know, but come on. To devalue someone because they're doing what you believe they're supposed to do, and so to say there's no value in that is foolishness. Jerica says, okay, we're both prize. I'm just shinier. I don't like shiny prizes anyway. So it don't matter. Give me something to do something. Give me something to do something. Oh, it's sitting there. Oh, look at it. It's shiny. What do it do? It shines. Please. Janice says, no, he was not wrong. Men just have lost their place. Not saying it shouldn't be valued. But if you're saying it's not the prize, that's what you're saying. It shouldn't be valued. All right, y'all, I got to get out of here. I told you I needed to be out of here at 5 o'clock. It is 6:15. I blame Jerica for that because I was getting ready to get out of here. On my way, about to shut it down. She come in, trying to mess up my fantasy. Somehow, her and Twin sticking RuPaul in my fantasy. Please. Twin can have RuPaul all he want. Yeah, I got to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me, as always. I always enjoy our conversations. I enjoy it more when people call me and interact with me. So just consider that. You know, I know a lot of y'all be at work and can't call, but just consider it. You know, call in and interact with me from time to time. I'm going to probably tell you wrong if I think you're wrong, and you can tell me that I'm wrong if you think I'm wrong. You're probably wrong if you think I'm wrong. But that's okay. I enjoy the interaction. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day. It's cold out there, y'all. It's cold to me anyway. So, you know what I'm saying? If you got a nice electric blanket or, you know, a weighted blanket or something like that, get up under it, relax, and enjoy the rest of your evening while you're doing all of that. I was about to say something else. I'm not going to say it. Be the reason that somebody smiles. Oh, hold on. Who's calling? Tanika?
Hey, I'm just calling to extend your show a little bit.
Oh, my
God. I'm doing a twin. Hey, you want more people to call? Now you mad. Make sense.
I'm not mad at all.
I'm just kidding with you.
What's on your mind?
I'm just kidding. No, it was been a great show. But I put in the comments. I see you skipped my comments, but it's all good.
I'm sorry, I didn't see it. What did you say?
No, you saw them. No, I'm just kidding. Basically, I said, you know, when it comes down to it, we're one. You know, we're on the same team. I believe that both parties, men and women, both matter. And I like to think of it as like me and my husband. We're a partnership. Like, you know, he doesn't matter more to me. I don't matter more to him. And we're just one. And like you said, I wish most of us would just know that we're, stand together and, do things together and not be so apart. You know, that's the problem with our people. But that's a long story. But, yeah, that's all I want to say. I really just called to mess with you.
All right. Y'all are both the prize.
Yeah, we are. Yeah. We really are both the prize.
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Nobody's bigger, nobody's lower. And it's,
Nothing wrong.
We just work together. Yeah.
What do you think about the whole Jasmine Crockett ain't hood enough or ain't ghetto because she went to a private school or an elite learning institution?
2 words: white fragility. That's what I think about it. They always are gonna hate on us. I mean, we can't be. We ghetto. They have a problem. If we're educated, they have a problem with us. They don't have a problem with us anyway. So, honey, I just say do you, and do the best that you can at doing you. I don't think nothing wrong with what she's doing. I really love her. I love her clapbacks. She's a clapback queen.
And
So I
again,
really love her.
and again, to me, I white fragility, yes, but they're trying to impose that on us.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
they're really trying to flip it, like, hey, she ain't ghetto, so y'all shouldn't like her, which is it's horribly offensive to me.
Yeah, me too. I saw that, but you know what? There's nothing we can do or ever do to win their approval. Not that we need it. That's why I said, whatever you do, be the best at doing you. They just hate us no matter what, and people may not believe it, but they do. They hate us. They can't stand us, and they don't ever want us to one up them, and we intimidate them. We make them feel unintelligent. Now just say, do you get everything you can get out of life and move on, even though we have to live in a world with them. But it's not everybody. Everybody's not like that.
Right.
Don't get me wrong, but at the same time, they're going to always have a problem with us because our greatness intimidates them.
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
All right. Anything else?
No, that's it.
All right. Hey, I appreciate you calling.
You're welcome. I'll call back again.
All right.
All right. Take care. Bye.
All right. Victor says, could it be she's not ghetto, but trying to come as ghetto to appeal to blacks? But what does that mean, trying to go? What has she done that makes them feel like she's trying to come off as ghetto? That's the part that I genuinely don't get it. Is it because she doesn't overly enunciate her words? It's not like, you know what I'm saying, she walking around jumping up on the desk twerking, that she's not doing anything. Like, she's moving like an educated woman who grew up around black people. She talked like I know people don't like this stuff, but she talked like a black lady to me. She ain't running around, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, I ain't seen her trying to fight nobody. I ain't, you know what I'm saying? I ain't seen her doing all this to nobody. Marjorie Taylor, what you want, son? You got the right one today. You got the right one today. You can get over there. I haven't seen, that's my take on ghetto. I haven't seen her do anything that comes off as ghetto. Everything I've seen her do just comes off as her. Ron say baby hair. Baby hair ain't necessarily ghetto. I have to admit, I've never seen her with all that baby hair stuff slicked to her head. I've never seen it. I've never seen it. Ron says she did exactly that. No, she didn't, Ron. No, she didn't. She tried to fight Marjorie Taylor Greene. Come on, you can pull that on other people. You can't pull that on me. When did she try to fight Marjorie Taylor Greene? She speaks. She's well spoken. She's really articulate. That's what I said. For the people saying, Ron says, the only thing I'm gonna say is baby hair. That's all you got to say, because the other point that you made, you couldn't back it up. And again, show me a picture of her with, hair all slicked down like that, and then I'll give you that. But you can't. Because maybe back when she was younger, she might have done that. I doubt it, because it wasn't a style back then. But You can't show me a picture of that. So what, really, genuinely, what has she done? The question becomes, I have my perceptions of what ghetto is. Some might agree, some might disagree. My question becomes, then what is your perception of ghetto? Like, match that with something that she's done. And you say, this is her being ghetto. What is it? Doing the little They Not Like Us dance, is that the ghetto part? Ron said, I'm not going to fight the fight with Tree Manual. Because you couldn't. There's no fight to fight. You're just saying stuff. And I don't fall for that. I recognize when you're just saying nonsense. When you just following the line. You know what I'm saying? Because they're saying it on conservative talk, which means it's a talking point that they want to push on, in particular, our community. But nobody can actually point out. They take calls from time to time on conservative talk. And when they ask them, what did she do that's ghetto? They don't have an answer. They don't have an answer. She's pretending to be ghetto. What is she doing even that's pretending to be ghetto? Like, it should be some sort of an action. Ron says, everybody know what I'm saying. Know what is your perception of ghetto? Baby hair. So I'm giving it to you. Show me her with the baby hair slicked down. Show me. You can't even do that. Fake Dave Stinger says her and the Taylor lady are both loud and confident when they speak. Which is so is just about everybody in Congress. Very few people get up in Congress. I'm going to use my 5 minutes to discuss this. No, they in Congress. They speak out. But again, nobody can tell me what she did. It's just they're trying to, it's an attempt to make us look at her and say she's inauthentic. She's inauthentic because they told us that she's inauthentic. So now we don't like her. Why? Because they told us that she's inauthentic. They didn't show us any inauthenticity. They just told us that we shouldn't like her because she's not authentic without giving us any proof. And I hope that the majority of us are not foolish enough to fall for that. Ron's just typing stuff now. He don't have anything, so he just typing stuff. And I get it. People do that. I get it. He's got his talking points. And he got to hit them. He got to hit them. But the problem that they give you with them talking points is they don't give you supporting evidence. And I'm just the guy. Y'all know every once in a while people be like, Emanuel's intelligent. Emanuel is a debater. Emanuel is a this. Emanuel is a that. No, all Emanuel is a, really, show me. She's authentic? How? That's not no great debate. That's just asking you to back up what you said. I'm not no great debater. I just ask questions and ask you to don't just say it, but show me. And you can't. Most times, people can't. So it seemed like, oh, Emanuel was good. And he did. All Emanuel did was ask him, okay, if she's inauthentic, what did she do that's inauthentic? What did she say that's inauthentic? Show me something about her that's not authentic. Show me her saying, I went to the roughest school when she went to the private school. Show me her saying, I'm not that accomplished when she's an accomplished attorney. Show me her doing something that, or not doing something that she said she did, or doing something that she said she didn't. And you don't really take no skill to do that. It just, okay, you saying something, prove it to me. Or at least give me evidence of it. I ain't got no evidence. Goodbye. Okay. Emanuel didn't get him. His lack of evidence got him. Right, Tanika. They never have proof. Brent, something's wrong with you. So yeah, no, I don't. I just ask questions. I'm not really. I just be trying to understand. Even with this, I'm trying to understand. If you say she pretend like she act ghetto, my question would be, what has she done to act ghetto? Now, kind of what Ron was trying to allude to, he was trying to say she looked ghetto. That would be what that would be. The baby hair all slicked down and swirls and all that stuff. Y'all know how they do. That would be, she looked ghetto. She trying to look ghetto. But to say she act ghetto, you would have to show me some action. And y'all can't. And we not falling for it. We're not falling for it. You can be authentically who you are. See, some people believe, I know I said I gotta go. Some people believe you go to a private school, or something that's considered top tier in terms of education, that you have to change who you are. But if I talk like this when I walk in Harvard, why can't I talk like this when I leave Harvard? He tried to pretend like he ghetto. No, that's how he always talked. I got to talk with a British accent now that I left. He's cultured and he is. No, this is how I talk. He pretending to be ghetto, but he went to private schools. His high school cost $30,000 a year. Good for his parents being able to afford that. But because I went to a $30,000 a year high school, don't mean I can't still talk like this. Shahara says some women do the baby hair right when they keep it subtle and don't do too much. It's just we don't normally see those women. That's very true. That's very true. But Ron wasn't really concerned about baby hair. He was just trying to spin me because he didn't have any evidence to back up what he was saying. And so he thought I was going to get caught up on the baby hair thing. And, I was going to be ashamed of what I said earlier, and somehow that was going to apply to her, so that was going to undermine the argument that I was making. But I'm not that simple. I'm not that simple. I'm simple, but I'm not that simple. All right, y'all. I do have to. LaDonna said that's what they said about the rapper Tiger. I don't know the rapper Tiger. I don't even know who that is. Y'all don't let them put it. It's not something from 2 weeks ago. It's something that they intend on hammering that over and over and over again. But really, the point that they were making earlier today when I was listening to the conservative talk, the point that they were making by saying that is that she does not, she's not qualified for any level of leadership in the Democratic Party. They were saying like AOC, Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, like she's being groomed for leadership because basically she's worthy of leadership, like in the Democratic Party leadership. They called her a communist. Like she's a respectable looking, respectable acting communist. Their words, not mine. But that Jasmine Crockett, and you just look at her and just listen to her. She has no place in leadership, and she's fooling her people. By her people, they mean black people. She's fooling her people and trying to make them think she's ghetto, hood and ghetto. But she went to private schools, and she's an attorney, and she's this. But she doesn't want people to know that because she wants them to think that she's ghetto. They gonna hammer that. I don't want y'all to fall for it. And you're gonna have some black people, Ron, who gonna hammer it too because they're hearing it. Don't let them trick you. Don't let them trick you. Lauren Burt says, good show. Will you be back tomorrow? That is the plan. I do have to get out of here. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. As I was about to say before, Tanika called me to interrupt me. Stay warm, stay comfortable, and as always, be the reason that somebody smiles today. Till next time, I'm out, y'all. Peace.